I need that sports encyclopedia. US Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
Coach JB.
Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. How did
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. You's not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap. Smitty and Jason Brown.
To the Coach JB show.
What up? We are in the building. It's Doc Talk Tuesday. Talk That Talk Tuesday. Bama legend T. Rich Tuesday. Korean Coach Cell Tuesday. Steve Kim. We got a loaded lineup. It's a Talk That Talk Tuesday. We're going to pound that like, subscribe. Become a member if you're not one. As this show is brought to you by BetUS. It's powered by BetUS. All things BetUS. Head on over to BetUS today. Using my promo code CoachJB, get 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 and 125% bonus on your second and third one with protection. So make sure you head on over to BetUS right now using my promo code CoachJB. Tell them I sent you and get that deal. Let's get this party started, man. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to dive into. Let me start up this little deal. Appreciate everybody joining us on this fine Tuesday morning. We got Dr. Jesse Morse joining us. A lot of injuries, as we saw last night. Another unfortunate one with Chris Godwin. We're going to dive into why the hell he was in the game. We're going to talk about that one. But lots to discuss, man. Plus all the injuries that we've seen over the weekend. Brandon Ayuk out. Overpaid under-deliverers. But what do I know? Another one bites the dust. Do. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, we got these new navy blue bucket hats. Yeah, this is a navy blue one. I got the black. See the difference? You can see the difference. Look at that. Ooh, you can see the difference. I got the black, I got the white, I got the navy blue. Just got these in. So head on over to CoachJBStore.com and copy one of these navy blue bucket hats. Plus, I got the white ones, the black ones, and trying to get some red ones. I can't find them yet. But anyway, we'll see. CoachJBStore.com. But we headed on over there, man. We got a lot going on. Their injuries are stupid. We're going to dive into it. But let's get right into this thing. Lamar Jackson looked like he could win a Super Bowl last night for the first time in his career. Yeah, I said it. Last night, it finally looked like Lamar Jackson could actually win a Super Bowl. He actually showed me that he located number one. He found it to be dead. He found number two with his eyes, then his feet in the pocket. And then he threw an accurate football. And then to me, he showed great promise within this monk-and blended offense. See, I can eat crow when needed. And I'm on the record stating that this offense was going to be a hard one to blend with Derrick Henry in I formation with Lamar under center the first 2 weeks. And I was correct in the first 2 weeks. So they started off 0-2, and I said I didn't think it was a great grab with Derrick Henry because Lamar Jackson is not an under center guy. I was correct in the first 2 weeks. I was incorrect the last 5 weeks. And I've been wrong with my statement. Todd Monken has figured it out. He has forced Lamar Jackson to play quarterback in the NFL with under center sets, taking a drop, turning his back to the defense on play passes and nakeds, and throwing the deep ball on time, hitting his 5th step and letting it go. There ain't no more hit the 5th step, run around in circles, backpedal, and throw it. If you notice what he looks like today versus last year, actually when he won an MVP, although I don't believe his numbers were warranted to win an MVP, Josh Allen should have won it. CMC should have won it. But what do I know? But Lamar Jackson this year looks far better than he did last year when he won an MVP. And look, I will take being wrong all day, every day, if it means having better quarterback play and better football than we have up to this point. This offense looks good last 5 games. The Ravens are playing as well as anyone, and Lamar looks better than ever. But make no mistake about it, Derrick Henry is the biggest contributor to this change. And without him, which I was wrong about in this offense today, Lamar isn't looking this good. But Lamar, you still got to win it when it counts. And that's a big-time playoff game in a Super Bowl, and get over the Patrick Mahomes bump in your road. But what do I know? Let's dive into it, man. The Ravens take out the Bucs on 2 Monday Night Football games special. Lamar Jackson threw 5 touchdowns as they put up 41 points on a dismal-looking Ravens team as Chris Godwin goes down with under a minute left in the game with a dislocation. Why are you in the football game? Todd Bowles. Cardinals take out the Chargers in another poor and sloppy primetime game. I mean, you couldn't have worse football game. Tua is on return status from IR with the home. Well, with him playing this Sunday, Dr. Jesse Morse joins us to discuss that in totality. He says he will not wear a helmet condom, Guardian helmet. We're going to dive into that. Lions wide receiver Jameis Williams is facing a 2-game suspension for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substances, and Ashton Genty responds to Travis Hunter comments on the Heisman race. Can't wait to dive into that. So we're going to dive into all things real on the Realest show on Planet Earth, as you already know. So before we begin, my lovely co-host, Naptown legend, 317 Far East Sider, LeBron Hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, IR5 defending, Caitlin Clark Johnson, Fox Sports very own, Big Smitty. Welcome, my man. I like energy.
What's going on, y'all, man? What is going on, JB? I love when you eat crow. I love when you stand on business and you admit when you're wrong. Lamar Action Jackson is going for MVP, not 1, not 2, but 3. But this time it's going to be an MVP in the regular season and an MVP in the Super Bowl, because that's the standard in Baltimore right now. I knew it. I told y'all, fans. I know y'all don't like me. I know y'all like JB. That's cool. I don't care who you like. I'm trying to win you some money on BetUS. Go to BetUS right now. Place a future bet on Lamar Jackson winning Super Bowl MVP and the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. Do it right now. Do not wait, because the odds are in your favor. Lamar Action Jackson balled out. Colorado balled out this weekend. Smitty has been right. When are y'all going to learn that I'm 99% of the time, I'm right? Whether you like me or not, right is right. Facts are facts, and wrong is wrong. And we here live on this Tuesday, and I cannot wait for Dr. Jesse Morris, T-Rich, and Bama took an L. Everybody taking L's today except Big Smitty. What's going on, Jared? What's going on, Max Hess?
Lamar won't win anything of significance, but I eat crow and say he looks better than he did, and Todd Monken has changed that offense around. But the first 2 weeks, see, no one wants to mention that I was dead on.
2 weeks. It's the beginning of the season. It's preseason. 2 weeks.
Hold on, homie. Was I not dead on balls accurate in the first 2 weeks when I said this offense hasn't blended and it won't? And
you weren't dead on balls accurate. You were wrong. It's the first 2 games. That's like judging the preseason. Oh, we don't know.
You just said I wasn't on accurate. You just said I wasn't accurate, and they were 0-2, and they were horrible on offense. How is that not accurate, homie? for the
It's the
first
beginning
2
of the season. You
Okay,
understand
was I
that these
not
starters
accurate?
don't play in the preseason like
Hold
that.
on,
So
so
that
you're
you treat
accurate
the
and
first
I'm
2
not.
games of the season like the preseason, homie.
Let me answer the question. Was I not accurate for the first 2 games?
You want a cookie for being accurate for the first
All
2
right,
games,
now-
which is the
now
preseason.
that
Sure.
you
You know what,
can
JB,
admit
to
it.
make you feel better about
Now,
yourself. Yes, you were
You
right for
want
2
me to eat
games.
crow.
You
You
were right
want
for
me
2
to eat
games.
crow, but you won't. You want me to eat it, but you won't.
I'm not
I
eating
got
no
it.
crow because I told you
got
during
it.
those 2 weeks
I got
that they would get this shit together. It was the first
All right.
2 games.
Now
It was
I'm going to tell
preseason,
you.
and they
I'm
have
going to
gotten
tell
together.
you. I'm going to tell you though
Tell
that
me.
the defenses are going to also do some other things as we get to week 8, 9, 10, 11, and when they slow down, I told you as well that don't be surprised if this Ravens offense that's on a high becomes normal again. Because when they start loading the box on Derrick Henry, the real MVP, then we're going to start seeing a slowdown with Lamar Jackson.
Please load the box. I want them to load the box because as we saw last night, Lamar Jackson's throwing dimes over your head. So please load the box. Make it easy for Lamar.
Can you eat crow, though, about IR5 and all your takes?
Got the W.
I was gonna make
Got
sure.
the W.
People
Try again.
People just
Try
been asking.
again.
People have been asking me. That's all.
Well, AR5 got the W. Lamar Jackson balled out, got the W. He's the. I saw a stat last night on CBS. The man, this is his 4th career game with at least 5 passing touchdowns and 5 or fewer incompletions. What?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, when you throw 3 screens,
Come on, homie.
when you throw 3 touchdowns for screens, it's good.
333 all-purpose yards, homie.
No. 3 screen touchdowns.
Throwing down.
Hey, look, I gave him credit.
You see that? No. We gonna fuck that. We gonna keep it going a little longer. You see that dime he threw to Rashad, baby? You couldn't have handed the ball to him better. He threw it like went like this.
Hell yeah. Did you see the 3 screens to the running backs for touchdowns? Anyway, let's dive into the show, man. Great job, running backs helping Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson looking like.
Hey, it's about time he got some help. It's about time Lamar got some help. Thank you.
It's always Lamar. It's always
year 8, year 7.
It's never his fault.
He fine doesn't have to lead the team in rushing and throwing.
Hey,
Finally,
by the way,
time
you know
ever.
what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
What's
That's
crazy?
what Lamar's supposed to fucking do, homie. Throw the ball on time. I didn't know if you knew that. So you must be admitting that Lamar's been a running back for 7 years.
I'm admitting that he's had to be everything. It's kind of like what Matt McChesney says about Shador. When Lamar doesn't have to do everything, he can do anything. The problem is before this, he had to do everything. He had to lead the team in rushing, lead the team in throwing. He had to be the captain on the team. He had to motivate the defense. Now he got Derrick Henry back there. He can take a deep breath. He can relax a little bit. He can focus on being just that pocket passer and running when needed. Baltimore's scary, homie. They scary, homie. And you mad. You look mad.
I'm not mad at all. I wouldn't have started the show off. Why would I be mad?
Why you got blue on today, homie? Fuck all that. Why you got blue on?
We got new bucket hat colors.
I like the hat, but you and blue look a little weird to me.
It's different, right? It's color. It's actually blue.
The blue is hard, but I'm saying you can't wear blue.
It's not hard.
It's hard. Like it's tough.
They don't fucking make a red one, homie. I'm trying to get a red one of these.
Hey, your people ain't gonna like that, JV.
Don't worry about it. They know I can wear any color anywhere. Don't get it twisted. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member, man.
Anywhere.
Anywhere. I'll walk down.
Let's
Let's get to the quote of the day, man. Brought to you by Bet US. Head on over there and use the What up? I am here for Bet US. Bet US is now powering the Coach AB show with Big Smitty as our proud new sponsor. Head on over to Bet US today and bet all things Major League Baseball. We're in the thick of the playoffs. NBA is getting ready to start up, and the NFL is right dab in the middle of the season. You can bet it all on Bet US. Short, fast, skinny, tall, they bet it all. And make sure you use my promo code CoachJB and get you 150% off, up to $2,000 on your first bet and up to 125% off on your second and third bet if you choose to do so. Plus, you get insurance protection and gambler's protection on both second and third bets. So make sure you head on over to betus.com, use my promo code CoachJB, and make it happen. Bet US, the best offshore book in the business. Head on over there today. Is our proud new sponsor, the Coach AB Show with Big Smitty. Bet US. Go check it out. Peace.
Here we are. We back.
Quote of the day. Horrible production by Smitty. Let's dive into it.
I'll
Quote
do
of the day. If you're going through hell, keep going.
Come on now. That's an old school one. If you're going through pain and trials and tribulations, that's a sign of a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? Nothing worth getting in life comes easy. Even think about it as a child, y'all. When you was first learning how to ride that bike, how many times did you fall down? That's part of the process. A lot of times in life as humans, we want to avoid the trials, the tribulations, the hurdles, the struggles to get to the prize or the reward, but it's not possible. It's not realistic. If you are falling, if you are going through hell, as JB calls it, keep going, because that's a sign that you're on the right path. I love that right there. That's a good old-fashioned quote of the day. Write it down, put it in your notes. JB, thank you for the reminder.
You're not welcome. Quote of the day, and then contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there. Use the promo code CoachJB as well. Get you 50% off right on this buy-in. All things baseball. And then Friday, World Series, Dodgers, Yankees start, and the NBA tonight on BetUS. The NBA tonight on winnable.com /NBA. And the NBA tonight on Prize Picks. You can get them all on all things real right here. NBA starts tonight. Not that anyone cares, but we're going to dive into that.
I care for sure.
I know. You're black. Contrary to belief, far too often you are scared to give up the good to go get the great.
Ooh, you settling, JB. Why you settling for good when great is on the table?
That's why I ask you every day.
I'm always trying to be great, homie.
That's Lamar Jackson. But, you know, we eat crow. Far too often, Smitty, I've been catching you like scared to give up the good to go get the great. I don't know why. Like you make mango margaritas. I'm like, you can give up those. They're good. But you could go be great and go taste that to you know, but it is what it is.
You made the margarita, homie. So how could a margarita not be great if it came from JB's hands, homie?
Of course. That's why I said it's great, because I made it.
No, you
I'm not going to set you up for fail. I'm only going to set you up for strong, not wrong.
Okay, so I should be good then. You made it. You added the triple sec. You added the mango. You put the little tie-in on the rim. You added the it was good. It was fire. It was delicious.
I mean, I make those for a lot of girls, homie. I make it for a lot of girls. Poll question. Let's dive right into it, man. The Ravens' sudden success is due to Lamar or Derrick Henry? Smitty, let's dive right into it. Pound that like. All you guys in the chat, go ahead and comment. Do what you got to do. But is the sudden success from week 3 to now due to Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson? Use one of those. Don't say both, because right now we got to pick one.
Because you know damn well I was about to say both. You know I was about to say both of them, because that's the real honest answer. But to help you out for the show's sake and for the comment, first of all, there's a lot about us I didn't like. You said sudden success. The word sudden, I didn't like that. You're making me split them up. You're doing a lot of shit I don't like, but I'm going to help you out. I'm going to go with the quarterback, who's the leader, who's the most important position of any team. It's not just a Lamar thing. Any team, the quarterback is the most important position. It is the leader. It's the engine that keeps the thing going. Without Lamar, Derrick Henry's not doing what he's doing. Without Derrick Henry, Lamar is still doing what he's doing, but not at the same clip, not as efficiently, not as easy. Because we've seen Lamar do it without it. Again, have we seen Derrick Henry do it without it? Yeah, but when he's not had a better quarterback play, because Ryan Tannehill used to be solid at one point in his career. So when he didn't have a solid quarterback play, we see the ebbs and flows. They make each other's job easier. So it's kind of hard to pick which one. But if I'm handcuffed and I got to pick one, I'm going to go with the leader of the team, of any team, which is the quarterback position, Lamar Jackson.
All right. You're wrong, but we have no time to debate this because Dr. Jesse Moore, you're wrong as hell. Without Derrick Henry, Lamar's shitty like normal. Let's dive into our Dr. Jesse Morse favorite of the Tuesday, all things injuries, and let's dive right into it. Follow him on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Doc, what's going on? It's Doc Talk Tuesday, and the NFL's going crazy with injuries.
Busy weekend, Doc.
Hey, Doc, we eat in Taco Bell, but what do I know? Let me ask you something. Are guys in shape, but not in football shape?
It's hard to answer that question.
Yeah.
I would say the first 7 weeks of the season, 6 to 8, usually fall into high risk for soft tissue injuries. So we're kind of getting out of that. That doesn't mean you can't get them afterwards, but it's less likely. Perfect example, Mike Evans tweaked his hamstring last week, didn't practice Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it was, came back on Friday. I tweeted, there's no way this dude is not playing. That's just who he is. That doesn't mean he should have played. I'm just saying that's just who he is. And as a result, caught a beautiful play, but on the second deep ball into the end zone, probably significantly strained that hamstring. You saw him immediately grab it, and that was it. He was done.
You think he ripped it?
Yeah, I think he's got a partial tear, grade 2. Like Nico. Very similar pattern.
Doc, you said that, and I look back and I look at the history, and I was talking to Wedo and a bunch of other guys yesterday. Why didn't we ever have these soft tissue issues through this quickly in a season? Like, soft tissue issues happen year 5 to 10 in the NFL when you're playing every single year, like Mike Evans, who always tries to play for the most part. He's been out a few times, but for the most part, he plays every single year, 10,000-yard years in a row for a reason.
Correct.
I can see him doing it. He's older. He's longer, as you know. He's got longer hamstrings than a lot of these guys. Where are you at with that, Coach?
So I think there's multiple variables to it. I think the turf plays a role. I think the diet plays a significant role. Our diets have dramatically changed over the past 20 to 30 years. There's a ton of processed foods, which causes poor gut, which causes what we call gut dysbiosis. Probably not something you planned on talking about today. That ends up causing a significant amount of inflammation in the body. And they're not allowed to use things like BPC, which should be in the water, in my opinion, or close. And stuff like this, because it's considered banned. And all these guys used to take a ton of narcotics, a ton of anti-inflammatories, as you probably remember. You can, zone back to your playing days. And they just don't really do that anymore because we know the harmful side effects of those. But at the same time, unfortunately, they have crazy schedules, right? They're traveling to freaking Brazil and London and, soon to be Germany. I think they're coming up. So that takes more time away. And I think the lack of preseason, so much money. Hey, I don't want to get injured in preseason because it's wasteless reps. But maybe, is it? And then Veteran Wednesdays, I need to baby it. And bigger guys are just bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, Derrick Henry's 30 and he hit almost 22 miles an hour last night. That's ridiculous. He's what, 6'2", 6'3", 250, 247, whatever.
6'4", I think, 6'3".
Yeah, I mean, he's a big dude. So it's like,
hey, let me ask you a controversial take. Like, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. I can't say the word on here because YouTube doesn't like it. But when CV-19 hit in the country in 20 or whatever, do you or other doctors track actually? Because we've seen an uptick in heart issues with youngsters, and we've seen crazy.
Oh yeah.
Have you done like not a study per se? You might not care too much.
I haven't personally.
Have injuries?
There are doctors
injuries?
that have.
Injuries like this, soft tissue and stuff?
I can speak for the heart just because I know there's several doctors. So this is where it gets controversial. It shouldn't be controversial, but it is. Because when the United States allows big pharma to advertise, you're in their back pocket and there's nothing you can do about it. The long story short, yes, I think there is a correlation here. Have a hell of a time proving it. I think of the people who said everything was fine. It's not a big deal. We should hand it out, to everyone as often as they could, is now realizing, you know what, that was a really bad idea. And now you put something in your body that unfortunately you'll never be able to get out of. It will always be in there in some capacity. And the problem is you have to have trust in the system and in the product. And there's no transparency. That's part of the issue. And the people that turned a blind eye to this, that just what I call put their horse blinders on, they just kind of go. The problem is they don't want to do the deep dive because either it's over with, or they're afraid of what they're going to find. And the problem is you can't turn back time, and a lot of these things have chronic issues. A lot of they're pro-inflammatory. I've been to several high-level medical conferences that talked about this. Stuff is crazy. And unfortunately, I was at a stem cell conference this past weekend here in Miami, and a traditional virus has 8 what we call variability factors that can change. The one we got in 2020, 2021 has 12. It will never go away. It will last longer than humans because it will constantly be able to evolve and change, and you'll never be able to eradicate it and kill it. It may be kind of irrelevant per se, but that doesn't mean it's gone. So that's part of the problem, is that we have all these different toxins in our society, all these microplastics, all this polyester, you have all these heavy metals. There's so many different things that are clogging our ability to heal. And as a result, we are getting these crazy injuries. If you saw how many high-level athletes in their 20s, I've checked for mercury, because that's one of my specialties, and I've had multiple guys in their early 20s that play, that you would know, that have mercury levels 50 to 70 times normal in their tissue.
And they're not just eating fish.
Mostly sushi, to be honest with you. That's actually where it comes from. But fillings and play a role, other things. But so if you think about that, this has to do with mitochondrial. This is way deeper than right now. But in general, that's part of the problem. Our environment is filling up all these garbage, inflammatory things from different sources, what I call toxins. And as a result, we're not healing, we're not processing, and we're not detoxing. And as a result, we're not healing appropriately. And that's why these guys can't get back to healing, so they re-injure so easily.
Doc, I know we're on a little left tangent here about off the path a little bit, but let me ask you: do you see, or have you studied or know anybody the difference between Americans and what you're discussing and Euros and what you're discussing? I know half the shit in the food is not over there and it is in here.
Yeah, without question. This is one of my passions. There's a reason why I am gluten-free, dairy-free, seed oil-free, and you look at my anti-aging markers and they're ridiculous. Because the American diet is so inflammatory. They use most of the pesticides used are super inflammatory. They allow for bacteria and inflammation in the gut, again, SIBO or gut dysbiosis, which translates to the body not getting the proper nutrients it needs. We only absorb about 18 to 21% of oral vitamin C. Think about that. That's nothing. You're throwing away 80%, over 80% of something. So our guts are so messed up, and that's secondary to the diet. And all of these things are ultra processed. And though, yes, they're great for shelf life. Yes, they're great for big food ends, money, but they're awful for us. That's why when you go to Europe, you can eat all the pasta you want because their gluten is still considered traditional gluten. Here in America, our gluten is so modified, our body has no idea what to do with it.
Doc, I lived in Amsterdam. I used to eat pasta all the time. I didn't even feel like I was full, and I go home and I'm not all tired and shit. It's totally different. It's crazy.
It's a different monster. And most of my patients are obviously Americans. So I'm like, you have to get off the traditional American diet. If you want to ask for one diet, it's not perfect, but Mediterranean is probably going to be the best. But remove the garbage. Remove anything that's in a box. If you can't read it, if you don't know what that word is, you probably shouldn't be eating it. We've seen a huge push over the past 6 to 12 months comparing American foods or the version of American foods to European foods. And there's like 10 times more things in the American foods, or, several more. I won't say 10 times, but now it's crazy.
Doc, is it, but that's not something that's new, right? Like that's something that's been that way for quite some time, right?
So
we ain't opening our eyes.
It's evolving. It's evolving though. So without going down an even more larger tangent, the powers that be, the researchers that were in big tobacco many moons ago, ended up getting bought and moved to big food. So they engineered the food to be addicting, to be cheaper for them to make, but last longer, allowing more profit. And as a result, that's happened over the past 30 years. So that's why, in the 80s, 70s, 80s, the food was completely different. Now you have all these pesticides and all this other stuff that's great for keeping the food lasting longer, but awful because our body has no idea what to do with it. So it just keeps stacking in it. It's almost like a car accident that never gets removed. It's just constant. And now you have to create a new way to get around it. And if that happens every day, it just becomes ridiculous.
That's why we
part
got
of the
plastics,
issue.
right? We're finding more
The
plastic
microplastics
in the
are
man.
crazy. We average this stat still blows my mind. We average eating 1 credit card worth of plastic a week.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm gonna go vegetarian, Doc. You got me over here, man. I've been having
average-
stomach
okay.
issues all night. I'm gonna go vegetarian, just
The
not eat
last
none of
thing
this shit.
I'll share you my diet. The last thing I'm going to tell you.
No, for real. Share me your diet for real.
This one straight blew my mind.
Fuck.
On the average American brain is 0.5% plastic.
I heard JB had like 0.8. That's why he's a little, you know what I
Hey,
mean?
Doc,
Many of these things cross the blood-brain barrier.
Doc,
Right,
my
that's
mom,
part
my
of the
mom was a doctor forever. My brother now, who's a former Air Force pilot, is now now he's been in the pharmaceutical side since he's retired from flying, still in the Air Force. And the shit he can and cannot tell me tells me how crazy it is.
Yeah.
Because like he literally is like, man, I can't say shit about what's going on with this, and this. And because I ask him, and I'm like, not only what about the foods and shit, but like just everything that's going on, man. It's like crazy. That's why you could set some food outside and no bugs, no weather. It doesn't affect it. Like what? You put watermelon outside and the ants don't go to it? Like what?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
In part, I love to talk about this stuff on my platform, but the problem is nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear about injuries, and I get it. But I try to use my voice for multiple things, not just to tell you if a guy's.
I like stuff like this. The people need to know shit.
That's why we do the real shit, man. Because a lot of people don't want to do it.
But like you said, people want to know about injuries. So
I'll give you one more thing that I did a podcast earlier in the year, a series. I think I did 20 or 25 of them called Eternal Vitality. It's all about this type of topic. I remember I'm a sports med doc, so there's a lot of sports stuff in there too, injuries. But there's some of this stuff. You can check it out. It's not big. It's just something I did as a passion project. Maybe when NFL's over, I'll pick it back up. But there's some cool stuff. If any of your listeners or you guys want to check it out, there's some different YouTube or Apple Podcasts, wherever. I think you'll learn a couple things on there.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely will check it out, my
guy. Doc, and to end it before we talk about everything that everybody wants to hear that they don't need to hear. Because by the way, everyone that we're going to talk about today that's injured, don't give a fuck about any of you in the chat. Just FYI. But anyway, hey Doc, real quick, like my mom used to tell me years ago. This was years ago when I was young. Like, stop the sugar. Take the sugar out. Watch your face just morph into a fucking thin cell. And it's crazy how you take sugar out and your body just thins immediately, almost like in your face, right? You lose this.
Sugar is predominantly the devil. It's also my vice, so it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. If you have a choice, do fructose, in my opinion, which is basically fruits, right? Just if you have a choice, if you're going to get your sugars,
it's like natural sugar, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's still sugar, but your body uses it differently. There's a ton of vitamins and minerals and other important things in there that are super helpful. So yes, but in general, you should not be eating that cookie, that cake, that donut, that whatever you think that you shouldn't be eating. Stop eating it. Your body
the crazy part, and we can talk about this forever, and I appreciate it, but we'll move on. But listen, the sugar part, though, is the fascinating part that no one wants to discuss. Because in Europe and Asia, they push sugar because it's actually a whole nother sugar than it is here. It's like what you say. It's fructose, natural fruit sugar that contain it from your regular strawberries and all your berries and all the shit that has natural sugar in it. Here, though, remember soda, Coke? Remember Coke? You could buy Coke with the original natural sugar.
It's all processed now.
Everybody's like, oh, it's nasty. No, that's how it used to be because it was actually good. Now you don't like it because they put so much shit in this syrup.
One kind of funny tangent. So my partner, the other doc that owns the clinic, he loves diet or Dr. Pepper. Like that's his jam.
I love Dr. Pepper.
But the original one. You can still get the original one in a glass bottle. He has a bunch in his office. I see him. I'm not a big fan of it, so I don't drink it. But so whenever he did, but it's real. It's the traditional, like the old school Coke. But apparently you can still get it. But he's like, I don't like the newer. I like the cold.
You get it in Mexico.
Yeah,
you can get it in Mexico. You can get the original Coke, the original 7-Up, the original shit. Yeah. It's in Mexico. You know it's crazy, and we'll leave. I know it's crazy, but my cousin, Smitty's man, and my cousin's a big time chiropractor, and he used to take X-rays of my back, right? And within the vertebrae, especially like L5, 4, 3, you would see these dark deposit. And this when I was younger, and I haven't drank soda since. Dr. Pepper, Coke, Pepsi. That shit, the syrup in it, Smitty, sits in your vertebrae deposit, like inside the vertebrae. You can literally have that compared to like a Sprite or a clear liquor or something like that. It totally digests different.
So I remember one thing. This is a crazy thought. I remember it took either 5 or 6 hours for your body to clear the amount of sugar in 1 can of Coke.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And we've all seen the Coke in the milk experiments and what
Coke does that. Coke clean your tires, your rust. Coke does everything.
But you drink it.
Think about what it's doing in your body if you can do that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Doc.
I gotta leave it a little bit, so let's talk about some people.
All right, let's talk about everything. I mean, last night you had Chris Godwin. Let's start with Chris Godwin. Let's go down a lot from there.
This was just awful.
Why is he in the game, Doc? Why?
They were down 10, a minute and a half left. They thought maybe we score, get another onside kick, we have a chance. You never give up as a head coach, Jay, but you know that. Stop.
I believe they were down 17, homie. They scored on that drive. They scored on that drive. He got hurt.
He was the number 2 wide receiver in fantasy. He was having an incredible season. He didn't have a good night because Evans left with his hammy, and it made it obviously a lot harder for Godwin to get open. But this was just a fluke play. I finally got a video angle that was good because they were all awful initially. He just went down, and then I don't have the model in here, but and then the defender kind of put his leg on Godwin's leg, and just the angle of it caused it to dislocate, likely fracture his ankle. And from what I could tell, you could see here on the screen right now, you can see the air cast, which tells you it's a fracture, or almost always. But the other thing is that it's pretty crazy. But from the angle I could see, his leg was facing this way, but his ankle was facing this way.
He was like dragging his leg at the end of the play. If you saw it, like he couldn't.
It wasn't compound, right? It wasn't compound.
These can be. I did a video on last night. These can be super complicated. These can be
blood flow.
If he did a dislocation without a fracture, he's got wings. Like it's really hard.
But they had to pop it in, right?
Yeah, but you need to. There's so many moving parts to these. But he could have had what we call a bimal or a trimal. He could fracture his fibula proximally. He could fracture his tibia at the base, at the side. He can injure a bunch of ligaments in there. Like this is Dak Prescott similar. Okay, remember Dak's injury?
Yeah,
this is similar to that. But remember, Dak's not running. He's not running routes and cutting on a dime. Chris Godwin will have arthritis in his ankle as a result of this that he never would have had before this injury. It just wouldn't have happened. So I don't know if Chris Godwin, who's going to be a free agent next year, will never be the same player. That is a very possible statement because this is that significant of an injury.
I don't think he will either.
It just depends on which ligaments are injured. Remember the name Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
He had a bad medial injury, what we call a deltoid ligament tear. And he really never came back and was ever the same. And he was a beast.
Yeah.
Slot boy,
It's sad to see. Yeah. It's sad to see.
Mike's a good dude too,
one
JB.
fluke play.
Yeah. Mike Evans on the other side, the same guy. Tampa Bay's season just ended last night. If his hamstring's even worse than we think. And then at the end of the time, even if he is healthy enough to come back, he's probably going to be week-to-week guy because now we don't have no second Batman to Robin, and now everything's going to be on him like Cooper Kupp and Nakua. So this is a bad look for Tampa, and their season may have just washed down the drain. DK Metcalf, Doc, real quick. DK Metcalf and Brandon Ayuk, where you at with them?
So DK got lucky. He suffered an MCL sprain, which is that ligament on the inside of the knee. He's the type of guy that might try to play this week if it's just who he is. You want to see a crazy diet? Look at his.
Skittles.
Yeah, but gummies is actually what he loves. Gummies, but he's just a genetic freak. But long story short, I think he might miss a week. Most guys miss at least a week or two, but he's also the crazy type that try to play it. Maybe with a sleeve, they won't wear the big bulky brace. He is that increased risk, okay, and I'm going to be careful when I say this, for tearing his ACL. Why? Because that MCL is a protector of the ACL. This is what happened to Cooper Kupp back in 18 or whatever year it was. He came back from an MCL too quickly, suffered a hit on that same knee, and the ACL went. So you're playing with fire when you deal with a MCL. Usually it's not a big deal. Roma Dunze came back about a month ago, didn't even miss any time, wasn't really effective for a week or two, which is fine. Pretty rare when someone does not miss a game due to an MCL. Mike Evans would be the type to kind of come back, or DeAndre Hopkins or something like that. But DK might be of that same ilk. We'll have to see. But they're playing good ball right now. They look really good. I think he got lucky. Might have tweaked his meniscus a little bit. But Brandon Ayuk, on the other hand, I'm going to put this on Purdy. I'm going to put this on Purdy more. He caught the ball. He did what he was supposed to do. But I think ball placement and angles and where the defenders were coming from, I guess how crazy you don't want to get, but he got a bad injury, and this is why guys need to take their money. Man. Because like Godwin, there's a very good chance that this injury is going to linger. He tore his ACL, he tore his MCL, or some capacity MCL, probably his meniscus, what we call the unhappy triad. And if he's ready for week 1, great, of 2025, but he's not going to be the same player. Think Mike Williams this year. It's very difficult the first half of the season when you come back to get acclimated to trust that knee. We'll see it with Nick Chubb. We'll see it with TJ Hawkinson this week. We'll see it with Jonathan Brooks when he gets activated. These are frustrating injuries. He just got his bag. And thankfully, if he didn't hold out to say, hey, I'm going to prove it season, because your prove it season would have just lost you about $50 million, if not more. Man. So long story short, I don't know why I tweeted this last night, because I saw it. I'm like, what the hell? Who did the 49ers piss off? The gods? Like, what do I mean by that? Deebo Samuel is in the hospital with pneumonia. George Kittle has a new injury, this time a midfoot sprain. McCaffrey's not going to come back until at least after the bye with his bilateral Achilles. We had Pearsall coming back from a gunshot. They just lost Ayuk. I'm like, God, like, this is just the offensive players.
Right.
I'm like, damn.
You ain't even got to the defensive side and Greenlaw.
And we're also going to see maybe Juwan Jennings, who's dealing with a hip injury, maybe come back this week, and he's going to be super relevant again, obviously. But we're going to see Cowing, we're going to see Pearsall, we're going to see Jennings, depending on if Deebo misses time, which he probably will.
Yeah.
And then Kittle, if he misses time, he probably, maybe, I never count him out. And then we saw Mason with his shoulders.
A lot going on in San Fran, Doc. JB, I know you got a question real quick. Let me throw in one real quick. Deshaun Watson, obviously, it's kind of depending if you're a Cleveland fan, you kind of got mixed feelings on the situation, but regardless, nobody wants to see someone go down with the injury like this. What did you see? How did it happen? Why did it happen?
Classic traditional Achilles tear. You saw the pop clear as day. I didn't even need to. I actually asked the rhetorical question initially because people see it and they know what it is so much. You don't even have to be medically trained to see the calf pop or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Almost always a confirmatory, especially when you get carted off the field and so on and so forth. Remember, Deshaun's had bilateral ACL tears. Remember that. This is not, this is the third Achilles in the past 12 months, maybe 15 months, whatever, from a quarterback.
That's insane.
Okay, and he's much younger, right? He's not young, but he's younger. I think as far as we know, didn't have a calf injury before, which in my opinion does play a role. But I think there's compensation patterns indirectly from the ACL, and I think the turf plays a role, whether or not they want to admit it. Did he have any antibiotics recently? Did he have any cortisone recently? Those play a role as well on Achilles. So there's different levels, but different causes. But long story short, this has the potential to be career-ending. Money-wise, maybe it's not because of whatever. But he was accurate, but he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't effective, and he's got so much, baggage that I just don't know if teams are going to be willing to go down this route again. They might not have a choice. The contract might say, hey, he's coming back regardless.
Doc, real quick before you get out of here, I know you got to go. Tua says he's back, etc. He's got said no to the helmet condom. Ed Reed was on the Manning cast last night and mentioned the helmet condom thing. and they kind of went away from him because Ed Reed was being a little too honest, I believe. Where you at with Tua, first of all, returning and saying I'm not going to wear a helmet? I'm glad he's not, but go ahead.
I get it. I think the helmet, if it helps a little bit, why not? It looks a little funny. I don't care, whatever. But if it can lower his risk of concussion, which would put him on IR and end his season, in my opinion, why not? I mean, you did freaking yoga and jiu-jitsu for 6 months to prevent another concussion. Why can't you wear an extra different helmet? Like, is it really that big of a – wear a Q collar if you have to. Like, supposedly there's data to support it. It's not going to hurt you. So just, do everything you can to prevent getting another concussion. This team has been downright pitiful. You just lost to IR5.
AR5, yep.
IR.
Who had more rushing attempts than completions.
Yep.
And you still beat the Miami Dolphins.
I love it.
Like,
fact.
So, and we're going to see a brand new offense when he comes back next week. Like nothing ever happened, and I don't think I think maybe Tyreek had one catch or no catches this week, which is insane. We used to think he was QB proof, obviously not. Waddle, stud, one catch for 8 yards. Come on, like Tim Boyle, like come on.
Hey, they said McDaniel was a guru on offense. They said he was the reason the Niners were good.
But real quick, you still have everyone except for your quarterback. Yeah. You can't make something work.
Hey, Doc,
with a Pro Bowl Snoop Huntley.
Hey,
come on.
Yeah. Before you get out of here, I need you to comment on Ed Reed real quick and what he had to say about these helmets. Go ahead, Bailey.
Ed, love all the great work you're doing in the community, man.
Hey, they got your helmet out there? Did they make your helmet a bug helmet?
Yeah.
That's the new thing, right?
That's the Guardian cap. That's the Guardian cap. Most guys wear it in practice, but you can wear it in the game if you want to for safety. Oh, he got him. Oh, he bobbled it. He bobbled it.
Now, how much safety is that, though?
It's an extra layer. It's an extra layer of protection. Like I said, all the players are wearing them during training camp at practice, and then players are allowed to wear them if they want at the game. So it's another layer of protection. So makes sense.
You really think that protection is going to do something past that carbon fiber that's on the helmet?
He's got a good point. I
got a helmet guy that says they're worthless. So I'm just saying.
So I think the problem with this is that if you ask the NFL, of course they're going to say they're better. So you have like inherent bias data, like inherent bias opinion. So can we get it? And even then, if we get an independent analysis, the NFL is so powerful. Are they just influencing that? So it's hard to say on record, yes, this works, this doesn't work. Again, do I think it causes a problem? No. It looks a little funny, but
I think Guardian caps are paying certain cats, Smitty.
I mean, if it, can I justify an 8-year-old wearing it in Pop Warner? Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. And maybe they're setting an example for that. So maybe it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
My thing is, I mean, what's the win for the NFL? It just optics is what you're saying? Just make it look like they're trying to
allow our players to protect themselves.
Got you. I hear you.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, Zay Flowers, hip drop tackle.
Yeah, I saw it.
He played the rest of the game, but he didn't do a single thing besides fumble an important play.
I don't mind it. That used to be just football play, but now
it's a football play. Yeah, it is.
I mean, I get it.
I
get it, but the problem is Mark Andrews, Joe Mixon, like they're running out of ways to tackle, and you guys can talk about this.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
So they're like, but the problem is this is such a bad injury. It's like damn, like
I get it, Dot. As a defensive player on here, I don't see how you avoid it, man. Full speed.
I don't know.
Because, like, the guy's not thinking, like, I'm about to hip drop tackle Zay Flowers. No, he's just trying to get the motherfucker down, and it's the momentum and the way things going. It just happened that way. I just, I'm
going to cover a couple people real quick just because there's still a couple people.
It's your show.
Jaden Daniels, rib cartilage injury, likely out week 8. He could play, but it's not worth the risk.
Painful.
I know, against Chicago?
I think so.
I want to see Caleb and
I do too. I do too. I just have a feeling that they're going to err on the side of caution. They're playing well. It's not worth it to risk rib cartilage hurts like a mother. You guys have probably both have it. They're awful injuries, especially for a throwing quarterback. Just is what it is. So I think it's worth it for them to sit him this week. He's my top quarterback on several leagues, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But from a logical perspective, I think it makes sense to sit him. The running backs did well this week. They didn't have any injuries. David Montgomery got lucky with a mild knee. Antonio Gibson left and came back. Maybe Jonathan Taylor comes back this week. We'll see. Wide receivers got absolutely decimated. We already talked about the main five guys. Juju tweaked his hamstring. He'll be out. Curtis Samuel could be out for the rest of the season if he suffered the significant injury that I thought he did. Marvin Harrison, what is going on with him? Brian Thomas Jr., legit. And then, there's 85 injuries on my list right now, not including season enders. And that's just quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. So it's kind of ridiculous, and we're at the halfway point.
Real quick, I know you got to go in 30 seconds. TJ Hockenson, is he coming back? Do you know if he's coming back for the Vikings?
He should be back this week. Remember, this is a short week for them. I think they play on Thursday. He had a tough matchup last week, statistically speaking. He still is going to have some rust, but I think it was worth it it was worth it for him to do it. Wait a week because he probably would have had a rough week debut. Maybe you get the rust off, and it would have been tough to play on Sunday and then again on Thursday. So I think they were just erring on the side of caution and whatnot. All right, I got to take off, guys.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
We'll see you on Friday.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, take care, guys.
Later.
Man, shout out to Doc. We did a full thing, man. We did. I got you, Doc. We did we got breakdown about diet, food in America versus other countries, what diet you should be on. We talked about injuries, Achilles. We did everything, man. I love it. Shout out to Dr. Jesse Morse for doing that, JB. And yeah. I think Dr. Jesse Morse is gonna send me his diet so I can try to be healthy now because I'm tired of stomach hurting, headaches, and I know it's my diet.
He's waiting on it right now, homie.
I got you, homie. I got his number.
Though. He's not gonna sit in the chat all day.
I got his number, homie. Send me his number.
Oh, okay. I'll send him his number then.
Hello,
homie. God.
What's with you, homie?
BPS. I mean, motherfucker, late to the party, fucking late to fucking respond, late to the
I was right on time to the party, homie.
Late to Wednesday at the studio. Like, fuck.
I was right on time to the party, homie.
Anyway,
hey, watch your mouth when you talking to me, Jason. I'm gonna start checking you every time. See, think about the thing about me.
Nah.
Think about me. You used to everybody else just like being scared of you and just pucking everybody,
really.
and JB getting loud, and everybody getting silent. I'm not like that, homie. You don't know me. I already know you like that.
Like when you say that, it tells me you drink mango margaritas. Because you're just saying that. You're saying that to act like you're saying something, but you're not.
But I'm not saying I'm gangster like that. But you're going to respect me as a man, though, at all times. And if you don't respect me, there's repercussions and consequences.
He left, so he didn't get your address. So you're late. Well,
that's on you.
Send it to him. Send it to him regular.
Send me his number right now. Put me in the group chat right now.
You should already have it.
Put me in the group chat right now.
You should already have it.
Put me in the group chat right now.
I got too many group chats. I mean, I gotta get rid of some of these motherfucking group chats. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Delete the one with me, you, and Bailey. We don't need it. It ain't nothing but political shit in that motherfucker. I don't want to see that shit.
Because you don't ever send your list in on time.
I sent my list, 2 beautiful lists last night. But Bailey don't want to do both today. So we're gonna do one today, one tomorrow, one Thursday.
One tomorrow, one Thursday.
Hey, homie, I love like looking
down.
We
got Steve Kim.
I wish the fans could see like what we be seeing. Bailey be off screen, and then like we'll say something that pisses him off. He'll bring himself on screen, but I can't read lips. I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but I can just see his fucking like the way he's shaking his head and moving. I know he's pissed off, and it's hilarious.
Do it again.
I'm like, what are you talking about, Bailey? Like, baby, you know, JB, start paying attention, homie. That shit's hilarious.
Yeah, I can't see it because I got too much shit going on with my.
Hey, buddy, be hot because he be off screen, and then we'll say some shit about the show. He just pop up out of nowhere and just he be like mad than a motherfucker. But anyway, y'all, loaded show. What's today? Tuesday. We got T-Rich coming on, Steve Kill coming on. We about to take a quick 7-minute little commercial. We gonna come right back. In the meantime, man, check out one of our sponsors, man. We got First Round Performance. I'm telling you, this is one of the best performing sports performing companies out there. They got gear, they got all types of equipment. But enough listen to me talking here right now live. We got a video for you. Babe, take it away. We'll be back after this first commercial break.
What up, man? This is a proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, and it is First Round Performance.
Yeah.
Make sure you head on over to firstroundperformance.com. We got the merch, the gear. They are top-notch company.
High quality, JB. All about the quality here. Workout gear, exclusive gear. What's that right there, JB?
By the way, nobody else in the country or the world has this short right here. You can put this short on. It helps your back. It helps your hamstrings, helps your quads as you work out.
What?
You can wear these right underneath your workout shorts or what have you. It's kind of like a girdle, but very, very comfortable. Shorts Against Syndrome. It's SAFS. Go head on over there and check it out. First Round Performance.
JB, they got workout bands. They got ankle weights.
What's this?
What's in that box?
Kind of good.
It's our first time seeing this.
What's this?
I'm nervous. What's that?
It's a 40-yard dash electric timer. You can go get your workout on with the light and the strobe and the whole deal. Firstroundperformance.com.
Oh, you just turned it on, JB.
Bam.
You want that smoke?
Go check it out.
I know you ain't trying to race me,
I might
JB.
race Smitty and smoke him.
You ain't trying to race me. You scared of that life.
Yeah, this is the real deal. You guys got to go check it out. Firstroundperformance.com. Head on over there. Proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show.
This is nice, JB.
With Big Smitty. And
all this is mine, right?
hell yeah. Listen, their premium gear, including the revolutionary SAFS shorts I just showed you, are expertly designed by a leading orthopedic surgeon to align your hips and relieve your pain. It is trusted by athletes and active individuals alike, whether you are pushing your limits with their high-quality resistance bands, as Smitty just showed you, or boosting recovery with the powerful dual-spectrum red light therapy devices that I just showed you. First Round Performance delivers the tools needed to stay at the top of your game. Whether aiming for peak performance or simply wanting to live pain-free, they've got you covered. Visit firstroundperformance.com or shop on Amazon today. They just launched their AmazonStore.com, their Amazon store. This is out there, First Round Performance on Amazon. And so go help them out and grab some performance gear today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Go First Round.
Go First Round, baby.
The promo code will be Coach JB. So check that out and head on over there today.
Get right, baby. First Round, the highest quality.
First Round Performance. Go get you some merch.
Ooh, I like this shirt. I like this shirt, JB.
Peace. Here, this is the infamous one of the palm trees at Ash 8.
Can't fucking believe you. See this fucking belt? You see this? Who just eats a whole fucking palm tree, man? You guys are fucking shitting me. Just fucking unearthed the motherfucker. Ate the whole fucking thing. Like, who eats a whole fucking palm tree? Like, you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Now, let's check now. Who did it? I'm gonna look at the fucking camera. Who fucking did it? Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Now, do we understand each other? Excuse me. There is no more fucking up palm trees. I'm tired of spending all this money, and now I've created a whole fucking barricade for you. So I don't want to have to dig this bitch out. I'm fucking dead. I'm old. My back hurts. I'm fucking stiff as a porn dick. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down. Now, you come over here with me. Come on. Here's what I had to do to fucking stop you. And I got a better, beautiful, bigger tree. So now we are shitting in tall grass. Replanted it, bitch. Soiled it up. Put a little trellis in here. Put a bunch of fucking stones. Look like Stonehenge around this bitch. And now, Ash, are you gonna fucking try to dig this bitch out? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this again? So I had to. Ash, remember this? Remember you ate this? Did you do this? He ate once. I put this little moat around it, and just a sitting area. Come over here. We got the plastic basketball court and driving range. So if I ever want to pull out the big dog, that's our net. All we do is just slap down our driving range, you know. Bam, swing away. And that's where we swing into the net. Jimmy crack corn on this hoop. And here's my RV parking, where I park the whips. Let's take you out and show you a few. Out these double gates, I'll show you a few cars. Come on out. So right here, of course, is the bad boy, the last year they made this Cadillac EXT, one of a kind. Can't find these anywhere. And then you come out here, you got the 650i, BMW, ragtop, 500 to the rear, white interior. You know, you can't beat it. This is my baby though, my truck. Full sound, custom sound system in both. Top notch, only as I do. And obviously, this is my crib. Oops. All right, that's JB's Cribs. Appreciate you jumping by, coming by. Listen, it's time to go. Now take your asses and get the hell out of here. I'm about to go cook some slapstick tri-tip. It's been a pleasure. Now go home. Peace. Get to look down on the property. That'll do it. Real close JB's Cribs. Peace. Man, while Smitty's taking a shit or whatever, listen, the Dodgers-Yankees this Friday. Got to talk a little baseball. My Dodgers play the Yankees in a big-time rivalry. The best, the Dodgers left Brooklyn in 58 or I don't remember. So there's obviously a love-hate relationship between the Brooklyn and New York and LA fan base. The Giants also left East and came West with the Dodgers back in the day. So, listen, it should be a phenomenal series. Two California kids in Stanton and Judge take on the international bombers and Ohtani and Betts and everybody else. So, listen, should be a great series. Take this motherfucker off. He ain't going to interrupt me with fucking loud-ass fucking food opening and shit, homie. Talk about disrespectful shit. Tell this motherfucker to take that shit out, Bailey. I'm going to ban him. Don't bring him in until he's done eating. Don't bring Smitty in until he's done eating and shitting because he's been shitting for 2 hours today.
I'm not eating, homie. It's a fortune cookie for us, homie. I'm about to read it out loud. Relax.
Better be. Go ahead.
A person who trims themselves to suit everybody will soon whittle themselves away. One more time.
Hold on. Yeah, I trim my shit down there. I don't like hair.
A person who trims themselves to suit everybody will soon whittle themselves away.
I trim down there for the AE.
I don't think they mean trim like that, homie.
Oh, you're not talking about that?
I think they mean like trim, like alter who you are to please everybody else. Will soon whittle yourself away, which means at some point you will no longer be JB.
Manscaping.
You a different dude. Why you tell everybody I was shitting all morning? Why you say that out loud?
Because you were late, and I was figuring you were probably shitting. Like I had it though. I had it while you was gone. It wasn't no like major. I had it. I was talking.
You can't trust JB, y'all.
I was talking Dodgers, Yankees. I was talking NBA tonight starts. Go ahead, black man. Talk about NBA tonight.
NBA, man, we are back. I'm so excited. This is the best time of the year. You got NBA season, NFL season, and the World Series all going on at the same damn time.
Oh, fucking racist. Fuck. Hockey's on, homie. Fuck. Racist. Don't talk about no white sports on.
I didn't get a chance to even get to hockey yet. I was about to add that to the end.
You were done.
No,
You better stop talking
at the end, I was gonna be like, and on top of all of that, you got my favorite sport, hockey, the LA Kings. You know what I mean? I was gonna say that whole you fucked my whole little round up. But tonight, though, on the basketball side, word on the street is Bronny James will be suiting up, and we're gonna see the first father-son duo. Why you laughing, homie?
You kidding? You serious?
I'm dead ass serious. We're gonna see the first.
Hold on, I spit on myself a little bit. I had to
father-son duo play in game 1 downtown at the crypto.com. I call it the Staples Center. It's going down against the Timberwolves, one of the best teams in the West. How excited are you to see this, JB? As a father, you are a father. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you and your dad a tight connection. How excited are you from that perspective to see the first father and son duo compete together, play together in the NBA?
Well, you know, I gave credit when I was doing. I said, man, who wouldn't want to play with their offspring, right?
Right.
But now that we've seen it, if the season would start today, as a man, I'd be embarrassed. As the dad, I'd be embarrassed because I gave credit. You know, I would love to play with my son. I did it. I played with my son in preseason. My son just ain't it, Smitty. Like, let's just be honest. My son just ain't it, and now I'm embarrassed. For my son and for myself and my legacy and my brand and my teammates having to lose a roster spot to actually just the nepotism just screams to all my teammates that, fuck, man, we can't get a real player out here to help us win games. Like, if we're going to be honest, that's serious. Like, that's my serious take, Smitty. But if not, then we can sugarcoat it and say, oh, it's great to see Bronny sit on the sideline the whole fucking game because if he plays – then we know it is an absolute mockery. This kid's not an NBA player. Let's just be honest. But I'd feel bad. Like, seriously, I'm being honest too. I'm not lying to you. I think you know, and I'm serious, and I'm not like I fuck around and shit out here and there. But like, I'm just saying, I'd be embarrassed as LeBron James because this kid's not an NBA player. And if I'm the rest of the team, I know I'd be feeling like my head would be back of my head would be burning because I know those cats are looking through him like, man, give us a real fucking player. Like Connect or one of these dudes that really is worthy of getting drafted. Like maybe even his teammate at USC who actually started and averaged 16 points a game who didn't even get drafted. But anyway, I don't understand it, Smitty. I don't. We've had the run. It's cool. It was a talking point. But damn, dog, it's almost worse than Taylor Swift. And here's why. I kept getting ESPN updates while I'm watching like games during the weekend. Like, you know, the app or you know, in your phone, you're like,
I'm a Fox Sports guy, but I am aware of the app. Yes.
Yeah. I wish they had one that I would use that one.
We do have a Fox Sports app.
Oh, must not be legit. So I pull it up and I'm like, I pull it up. And guess what it was, homie? It was Bronny got a check. Bronny missed a shot, an air ball. Bronny had 0, 0, 0, 0 in 17 minutes. Bronny was called out by Charles Barkley with the first quadruple double, all zeros. Like, I'm like, what? This is the updates I'm getting? So anyway.
What about the last update when it says Bronny scored 17 points?
Because the update said, the app, and I pull it up, boom, and it said, LeBron James scored 17 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 turnovers or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And then it said, against everyone that was cut today and went back. Nobody played again. It was all the players he scored 17 on it are now in the Drew League at Compton College.
First of all, shout out to the Drew League because real deal professional hoopers hoop in the Drew League every single summer. So put some respect on the Drew number one.
I mean, they made it to the preseason, homie. They got cut and he scored 17 on them. But anyway, shout out to ESPN and the app. Let's dive into some other shit here before Steve Kim jumps in.
Let's get back on track to some football, man.
Who plays tonight anyway? The Lakers play?
Lakers play the Timberwolves tonight. That's a big
time
game.
The new look Timberwolves. Now, every team you go and play, I'm looking at every team you go see, they have a fucking Laker on the team that they should have had.
Yeah.
They should have had Brandon Ingram, fucking Julius Randle, Jason Tatum. You don't want to talk about that.
Well, we should have dropped him over Lonzo.
Yeah. Don't want to talk about that. But anyway, without further ado, one of the greatest hairdos in in sports right now. The co-host of the Whitlock Fearless show, Korean Cosell, and the knower of all things, the hidden tiger himself, Steve Kim.
Yeah, bring him in. What's going on, Mr. Kim?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Gems. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Gems, one of the favorite parts of the show. Miami Hurricane extraordinaire. We got an updated picture. He's the
His
silver.
hair way different now. Yeah, that's a different Steve.
That's an old picture.
Steve
that looks like Steve's double game.
That looks 30 years. Like he could have fought Mario Lopez 2 days if he was that look right there. Hey, real quick, did Miami get saved by the ACC refs once again?
Ooh. No, I don't understand this. They're making the correct calls, and people are upset by it. I don't argue with them. I mean, if you're that upset by the ACC officials, go get a picket sign and go to the sidewalk of the ACC office and just walk the picket line. I don't know what else to really say.
Miami's been winning, but some of these games, Steve, has been a little maybe closer than maybe a fan would want them to.
Yeah, look, they're not playing clean football, and I don't want to get into names yet, but there's some defensive backs I think are unplayable. Unfortunately, they have to play them.
What's the names again you said?
Huh?
What was the names you said again? I didn't hear you.
I won't say them. I think they're pretty easy, but I mean, the problem is not that they're not Ed Reed or Philip Buchanan or Antrell Roll or Ryan McNeil.
Sean Taylor.
The problem is they can't even make the routine play.
Are you guys?
I'm literally talking about if you're going to give up a 15-yard catch, don't make it a 30-yard explosive.
Are you guys?
There are certain guys right now that don't show a great football IQ in any way.
Are you guys like? You think you have seller's remorse on Rolando McClain at a pick 6 at Florida?
No.
I'm kidding.
Oh, you mean Carmani?
Carmani, whatever the fuck is.
Yeah, once he did that signing day flip with that guy that was barking like a dog, that podcaster, I said, this guy's not a serious human being. Yeah. That's one of those things I don't even blame Coach Prime for. That's his fault for bringing him in, but then I kind of knew where that was going to go. But the issue is this. Right now, they have admitted we got to get younger, faster, quicker athletes into the secondary. And I think Zaquan Patterson's going to play a lot more. Hopefully, Damari Brown can actually return by mid-November. Mario Cristobal alluded to that yesterday. And one of the Washington brothers that flip positions, hopefully he can help out at the slot corner, which would then allow Daryl Porter to go to the outside, which is where he belongs. I saw things in that game, and I'm like, guys, we got to have a better football IQ. The fake punt. I was with Shaun King, coach, in your room, and you were barbecuing, and we made a stop, 38-31. I said to Shaun, we got to be in fake punt mode. So that means everyone on that front line outside the return has to say, guys, we're not letting a fake go off here.
Yep.
Fake alert.
Punt
Fake
safe,
alert.
punt safe. Yep.
And then guess what happened? And I'm thinking to myself, either that's coaching or you need smarter players. That's worse than the kick. The kick return I get. That happens. Personally, if I'm Cristobal, I tell Borregales, hey, every kickoff's going to the back of the end zone. Don't even risk it. Give him the ball, touchback. Let him drive the field. But this secondary might be the worst I've ever seen at Miami.
Wow.
It's not even hyperbole because they give up way too many explosives. We have at least 2 players that are a step too slow, and they're getting exploited. And look, that's going to be addressed in the recruiting season. They're bringing in at least 4, if not 5, and probably a portal guy. And look, if you're getting NIL money as a secondary member, I'd want my money back. I'm just going to leave it at that. They've been bad. They really have been.
Damn. It's crazy. I was out there cooking. I had the TV on the outside while I was cooking and doing all that, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. I was walking in, Shaun, Smitty, and I was telling Steve and Shaun, Miami's still a basketball power. They're still a basketball school. They're still known for a basketball school.
You know what's funny? When the fake punt happened, I looked at Shaun, and King goes, Steve, I keep telling you Mario Cristobal is not a good game day coach. And at that point, I can't even argue. Because I'm just telling you, in that situation at 38-31, where you know every possession is like gold, I don't even call for fake punts or block punts. You know why? I'm not having some moron run into a kicker and give the ball back. I would literally tell everybody, let's just fair catch it and let Cam Ward go to work. You have to understand your team. But I give Mario credit. He went for it twice on 4th down inside his own 35 twice. Mario, I don't even know who you are, but I like this new guy. I'm kind of enjoying this Air Cristobal 2024.
Can Miami beat any team in the country? Are there any teams that you look at right now currently and you not fear, but you feel like, nah, the way we're playing, we don't have a chance?
Well, look, there's 2 teams I think whose roster stand out. It's still Ohio State and still Georgia. But look, both of those teams have some blind spots. Till Miami gets better on the back end of their defense, I think they're a legitimate top 5 to 10 team. The problem is they are so slow on that back end. And they're getting worse, to be honest with you. No good team gives up that many explosive plays. But when you have Cam Ward, if you can create a turnover or 2 and steal a possession, yeah, they can play with a lot of teams. But this is what happens when you had a defensive back coach for 2-3 years who hated to recruit, and you missed out on a lot of guys. And now he's in the NFL.
Steve,
Again, I'm not.
It's all about, though, like at this time of the year, we saw the Georgia Tech blunder, head coaching management last year. We've seen things around this time of the year, though. Who's ascending, who's descending, I guess. Clemson is on the rise, playing better, I would argue, than most teams in the country. Maybe top 3 teams in the country as far as playing right now. You still have an undefeated Pittsburgh, which no one's talking about. And I think Clemson has to play them, if I'm not mistaken. And then you guys got to play them. Like, are you worried that they're getting better? You guys are kind of staying status quo, even though you're winning? Or are you thinking it's just a matter of who you're playing?
I think offensively they're getting better. What I saw Saturday, I liked. Better running game, use of tempo. Again, that secondary, until there's a waiver wire or trades in college football, which there is not yet, you're not going to be able to fix that till about December and January in the offseason. But they can insert younger players who I believe are better athletes. Zaquan Patterson being one of them. They specifically mentioned him in the press conference yesterday. That's an NFL-type athlete, I believe. There's other guys, I'm just telling you, they're unplayable. They are, because excellence in life is not doing the great things once in a while. It's about doing the routine at a highly consistent level.
Ooh.
They are not doing the routine.
Steve, it's Tuesday, Steve. It is Tuesday. And the NBA starts tonight. And Steve, you know what I'll be doing? I'll be watching.
Not watching that. I'm not watching it.
I'll be watching fucking Sam Houston State. That's what I'll be doing on NBA launch day. It's like
I'll be watching Lakers and Timberwolves myself.
Yeah.
On TNT.
It's like watching the fucking WNBA finals. Who really watched that shit? I didn't.
A lot of viewers, sold out crowd in New York, so you missed out on a legendary overtime game.
I know Jason did, and I watched Steve on that, and I'm looking at Steve, and Steve's like, "What are you talking about this?" But anyway, let's move on, Steve, amicably. We got a lot going on here, and
time for top five, bottom five, JB.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Yeah, let's get straight to it.
Hey, I gotta ask Steve one question though. Before we do that, I gotta ask Steve one question.
What you gonna ask him?
Is it Lamar Jackson's better play, or is it the addition of Derrick Henry, Steve? That's the only thing I got to ask you today.
I think they're married to each other. I think it's a bit of both. I'm just telling you, Lamar is operating better in the pocket than he ever has. That shot he hit to Bateman, I was like,
you see, he hit his fifth step, Steve. You see, he hit his fifth step and threw the ball. He didn't sit there and jack it off and run around, and he threw the ball on time because Monken has created an under center set.
I thought he couldn't do it though, JB. Somebody told me, I can't remember the person's name. I thought he couldn't play under center, Steve Kim. I thought he couldn't throw the ball on time, Steve Kim.
Hey, shout out to Derrick Henry and Monken. That's what I'm telling you.
There's a word called evolve.
Yes.
He is evolving. I think he's playing better than at any time in his career. He's actually throwing different types of passes. He the floater to Andrews. And I said, you know what? If they don't win it this year, they never will. If they're relatively healthy, and I'm going to say this again, when you go under center and you start attaching a tight end in line and you play right under center and you're starting to run toss pitch, ISO, these teams do not run fit well because they do not practice it. And late in games, when they've been body punched a little bit, there are teams that do not want to tackle the 22 Bama Slammer.
No.
And that one pass, that the last touchdown, there were three defensive backs that pretended like, oh, he's already at the goal line.
Yep.
They made business decisions like it was Patrick Mahomes on a sideline.
Hey, shout out to Todd Monken and Derrick Henry, man. Let me ask you something.
And Lamar Jackson as well, and Harbaugh.
And let me ask you something though. In all seriousness, like I'm watching this game and I'm like, hey man, this is a guy that has evolved because Monken is actually coaching him, unlike anyone else has done.
Right. And I'm telling you, Lamar's credit, he's taking coaching. He was 17 out of 22, 281, and they also I think ran for over 200 yards. I mean, the NFL to be able to score 40 points in the way they did and to get right around 500 yards. And they're doing it every week. They're getting at least 400 yards a week. And I would actually go under center more because now the one thing I would have done yesterday late in the game, I would have ran more boot and waggle. Because the times that they really stopped Derrick on those plays, they were all crashing in. 9 guys. They would have ran one bootleg. That thing would have opened wide open on the backside. And they're not even bringing that because they didn't really need to. And by the way, I like Todd Bowles. Chris Godwin had no business being in that game in garbage time. You just ruined your offense.
I wouldn't have played Mike Evans either. I wouldn't have played.
Hindsight's 2020 though, y'all. Hindsight's 2020.
It is
31-41, a minute of change left. If he didn't get hurt, we wouldn't even care. So now we're saying because he got hurt, it's just part of the game. Unfortunately, I can't put that on Todd Bowles, fellas.
I don't know. There are certain games when the ride is over. The ride is over.
Smitty, it's not like playing for a 1 seed game, week 16. This was for a week 7.
They are competing in that NFC. It's a tight race between them and the Falcons, though.
I mean, I get it. It's football's football. I'll be the first one to say play the game. That. I'm not going to go back on that, but I still, though, going back to Lamar before we get to Steve's list, I still bet my yacht. I'll bet my house. I'll bet everything that Lamar will choke in the playoffs.
Please bet it. Please bet it with me. Please bet it with me.
Coach, if that happens, I'm just going to tell you, it's never going to happen. This feels, I don't care what the records say. I think Baltimore's the best team on both sides of the ball together.
Their secondary scares me. Like your Miami team, their secondary is bad.
All right, but you're right. So they better score a lot of points, but they are.
They allowed 31 with no.
In the National Football League. You see the way they were hitting last night? I was like, wow.
I like them.
And I'm going to tell you, if Patrick Mahomes tries that bullshit with the tightrope, hey, you can't touch me, If I'm Harbaugh, I get into a meeting. I say, everyone turn off the camera. NFL Films, get out of here. Come here. And I roll in like a new car. Hey, guys. I'm just going to say this right now. If that number 15 tries that nonsense where he's holding out the ball and one of you just happens to hit him and hurt him a little bit, but clean, I don't care about the flag. These keys to this are yours. All right, guys, get back in here.
I love it.
I seriously.
Roquan Smith take his head off.
I'd be like, or guys, this is our budget. I'm going to give you 30 yards to play with in terms of personal fouls. Don't make it so obvious. But if that guy's going to mock the National Football League, you get one in the first half.
Yeah.
You get one in the second half.
Dave, I'm with you.
That's a message.
This sounds like the New Orleans Saints versus Brett Favre and the Vikings right now, Steve Kim.
No, that's not. Smitty, here's the truth. They've been doing that for years all across the board. To single out one team, I thought was completely unfair.
Yeah.
Teams have been doing this for years at a lot of different levels of football. That is the truth.
Is this the worst? Is this the worst quarterback in the NFL right now, Patrick Mahomes?
Nah, well, compared to AR5, he's still better than
compared
him.
to
Sorry.
Daniel Jones, Will Levis, who got benched.
I wish Daniel Jones was in Kansas City, man. But anyway, let's get to the list. Let's get to your list, Steve.
You're going to ride on
top of the world, bottom of the barrel.
Good grief. All right, let's go. Top 5, bottom 5, week 8 college football.
Ooh.
Number 1, off the bat, good Thursday night game finally.
Say his name, Smitty. Say his name, Smitty. Smitty needs to say his name first.
Bayshore to 10.
All right, it's really Bayshell Tootin', but it's Bay-based kids rootin' tootin'. Great job. Virginia Tech's going to go on a run here. They're finally playing well offensively. They slumped for a little bit in the beginning of the year, dropped the game against Vanderbilt, which doesn't look that bad now. He averaged 16 yards a carry for the Hokies. Good job, the rootin' tootin'. And then the BYU-ish quarterback, late game heroics on Friday night. Oklahoma State blew it. They had this game. They had a chance to kind of turn around their Big 12 season. And then all of a sudden, Kalani Sitake is undefeated. He's off the hot seat. And I will say one thing about Kalani Sitake. If there was an MMA tournament of college coaches, I think he might be number 1.
Yeah, they don't want
That's one guy I would not want to tangle with. I would not want to sprawl with old Kalani there, but good job to BYU. And Jake Retzlaff tried to give the game away in the first half that they were controlling with turnovers, but he did a great job of rebounding. Number 3, this is a buzzkill that Curtis Rourke is now injured. I don't know how long he's going to be out. They don't really talk about that anymore. But the way they dominated a solid Big Red Cornhusker defense, I mean, they put up a 50-burger, and they made it look easy, and Rourke only played about the first half. Hoosiers, I don't think they're going to beat Ohio State or Penn State, but, man, they're not going to be an easy out either. But Kurt Cignetti, Google him. I don't know how long Indiana's going to keep him, but they should be thankful that they have him. And number 4, this is a guy that's been taking a little bit of heat from the Miami fans, been a little bit of a disappointment, but he earned his NIL money on Saturday. Damian Martinez with some physical, tough Mark Bavaro runs. He went beast mode, and they made a switch. They actually started Mark Fletcher, and they brought Martinez off the bench. That may have worked, and now with Jalen Rivers anchoring that offensive line, they seem to get a better push in the run game. I think Miami found something there, but a shout out to Damian Martinez. And number 5, look, I've been a little bit hard on Deshaun Foster and that football program near the city of, L.A. Big win in New Brunswick, and they actually put up some offensive numbers with Ethan Garbers. So, you know what? I'm going to be fair about this. Big win. You know why? You can say it's only Rutgers. When you're UCLA, every win is big because I'm not so sure how many other games we're going to win into the back end of that schedule. But congratulations to UCLA. Everyone doing 8 clap out there. Now, bottom 5. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Bottom 5. Brock Glenn of FSU. Florida State fans said it can't get worse than DJU. And then Friday night happened. Now, Florida State's defense stifled Duke. held them to 180 yards of total offense. They actually played well up front. And you found a way to lose. And you know why? Because Brock Glenn did the impossible. On 3 consecutive plays, he turned the ball over, leading directly to 17 Duke points in a game that was pretty close. So I have a question. What's a more notable achievement? Reggie Jackson hitting 3 straight home runs on 3 straight pitches in Game 6 of the 77 World Series, or Brock Glenn going 3 turnovers in a row? Ponder that, my fine audience. I don't know. Both are great achievements. Brock, ball security is job security. Just keep that in mind. Number 2, the SEC officials in Georgia, Texas, you know what I'm talking about. That PI that wasn't. Bad call. They ended up getting it right, but they did it the wrong way. And I completely agree with Kirby Smart. You're setting a very dangerous precedent. So if a crowd throws a tantrum and all of their Budweiser onto the field, does that mean you get to review every call? Bad. I think those officials should be suspended, if not outright fired. But thankfully, Georgia took care of business, physically dominated that game from the very beginning on defense. Number 3, Oklahoma. Guys, I watched the cut-up of this game. It was literally over in 6 minutes. The biggest mismatch of the weekend that I saw was Kyle Kennard and Dylan Stewart, that really strong South Carolina front, against that offensive line of Oklahoma. In the immortal words of Jim Mora, they couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't pass the ball. We couldn't do diddly poo. But they did worse than diddly poo. They turned the ball over. They're down 21-0 after 6 minutes. They have a real issue, and now they went back to Jackson Arnold, and they burned his red shirt. I think there's now some questions about Brett Venables as a head coach, JB, and you've talked about that maybe he's just a really good defensive coordinator. Number 4, speaking of Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley. Gauging the temperature of all my Trojan fans out here in L.A., they're not happy. I've tried to be fair to Lincoln. I've tried. It's one thing to lose to Penn State or even Michigan at home. I get it. But when you cannot routinely beat Minnesota and Maryland, you got an issue. You have an issue. I think he gets one more year, Smitty, with this incoming recruiting class. They're trying to get bigger bodies up front. But when you have guys like Matt Leinart and especially Lendell White really, really being very vocal about their dissatisfaction, Lincoln better watch his back. It ain't secure over there. And number 5, maybe the most disappointing team this season based on what they brought back, but they were gutted by the loss of Jed Fish's Arizona. They still have Fafita. They still have T-Mac. They still have all the other Servite guys, and they got blown off the field by a much-improved Colorado team at home, and that's the bottom 5.
The 3M, Smith. The 3M, Steve. You lose to Michigan, Minnesota, and Maryland, you should be fucking fired. And that ain't that.
Well, I don't know about fired.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Listen, Shaun brought up a good point. He's 10 years, $120 million he signed for. So can you get rid of him? You'd still owe him 80-something mil.
Well, the question that I have is, JB, is USC in the same financial position as a Texas A&M that could just say, all right, Jimbo, get the hell out of here. There's $80 million. I don't know. I really don't. I've never thought of USC as a poor school. They're certainly not. But with the current administration, because this is important, your school president now will actually set the tone for the athletic department. That if you have a pro sports guy or woman up there that says, hey, football is important, you're good. A&M has every SEC president understands football is important to us. It really is. Miami has a new president, Joe Echeverria. Oh, I like him. You know why? Because he's going to make sure his university never embarrasses my football program. That's the guy with the good priorities. So when Mario Cristobal says, hey, I wouldn't be here without Joe Echeverria. You know what, Joe? You're okay. You're okay.
Hey, that's a serious person. That's a serious person.
Serious person. I mean, you got to be serious about football. I mean, we haven't had that in a while. So
hey,
I don't know.
You should not have 4 losses.
Lady president that's a little liberal. Uh-oh.
Let's bring on Big Smitty's bottom or top five.
Hey, by the way, Smitty, before you start, Smitty, you can't have 4 losses at SC by October. I'm just telling you.
Not in your third year. Not in your third year.
Not on a 10-year deal.
Remember, Pete Carroll went 7-6 his first year, though. So it's a little different. That was his first year.
That was first year. They lost to Utah in the bowl game. Yeah, they lost to Utah in 0-1 to a good friend of mine. But, all right, Smitty, give us your shitty list.
Yep. Here's my quick shitty list here. Top 5 here. Got to go with Georgia at the top, man. I thought it was the game of the weekend. Everyone was sitting in to see it, and for them to put on that performance and to really kind of control the game from beginning to end, in my opinion, I thought was pretty impressive. Bouncing back from a couple weeks ago, obviously avenging that loss, I would say, to Bama, where we kind of thought, okay, maybe Georgia's on the downfall. I think now they're showing us hey, we're still here to stay. Number 2, gotta go with Tennessee. Shout out to Nico, man. Big time win against a Alabama team who, I mean, to this point, we still respect and still be looked at as one of the top dogs. And to win that type of big game in that environment, and Nico made some pretty damn big time throws throughout that game. Wasn't a perfect game, wasn't perfectly clean, but he made enough plays for them to win. Gotta shout them out. Going with them at number 2. Number 3, I like Illinois, man. Illinois, man, watch out. These guys are doing a damn thing this season. Shout out to head coach. Was it Brett? Is it Belima? Am I saying it right?
Belima.
Brett Belima. Thank you.
That's where he belongs in the Big Ten.
It's not Belima, homie. It's not a fucking disease. It's Bilima. Holy shit.
That was Brett Bielema.
I thought it was Brett
Bielema.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Belima. Not Belima, homie. It sounds like a fucking disease.
It's Bielema. Anyway, big time win against Michigan. Showing that they are the real deal. It's not a joke. It's not a scam. And I gotta shout them out for getting that win. Number 4, Colorado. Shout out to Coach Prime, man. Hey, these guys mess around and keep winning. Coach Prime's name is gonna be in the conversation for Coach of the Year. I think that's a big time win. Say what you want. I know JB thinks that the schedule is bad now based upon what he's seen. But like my coach always says, control what you can control. And at the end of the day, they're going out there and they're winning games.
Steve, are you listening? Can you hear him?
Smitty, are you muted?
Smitty, your mic's out.
Fuck this guy, man.
And then number 5.
Oh, go, Smitty, go. Keep going.
Number 5, you got to go with Maryland. Maryland, be an SC team. 29-28, big time win. So that's my top 5 right there, baby. Bring on the bottom 5. Woo, bottom 5, and we gonna start off where we left off on the positive list. Number 1, I gotta go with SC. SC looks bad right now. It's embarrassing.
No Ball State.
Ball State should have been on the top 5. That's another conversation.
Nashville. What are you talking about?
We fought Vandy hard. We were tied up in the 4th quarter. It was almost an upset alert. But I'm going to go with SC at the top, JB's favorite school. Look at this picture. This picture is an epitome of the USC's football season so far. Number 2, though, and I'm sorry, E-Dub. I love E-Weddle. But Utah, man, their historic run last few years, I think it's over, Steve Kim. Utah was not
and now their coordinator, Andy Ludwig, who's been very well respected, resigned.
Come on now.
Oh, they need life alert. They've fallen. And they can't get up.
And they cannot get up. That's why they're right there, number 2. And number 3, Kalen DeBoer. We were praising you 2 weeks ago. What happened? So much can change so quickly. Alabama lose that game against Tennessee in the way you lost. And now they got another tough game coming up. I don't know, man. Alabama might mess around and lose 4 games this year, y'all, when it's all said and done. And if that happens, what happens to Kalen DeBoer? Do they make a quick decision, a quick move? I don't know, man, but got to put Bama at number 3. Number 4, got to go with Texas because, listen, this was the game of the weekend. Regardless if you win or lost, I wanted to see like a playoff football type of environment. And to me, Texas did not bring their end of the bargain. They went out there. To me, they got embarrassed, in my opinion. They had no control of the game from start to finish. So that's why I put Texas on the list. And then number 5, Michigan. They scored, 7 points in the game. It's night and day from being an undefeated national champion last year to where they are this year. Huge just downgrade and downfall. I think they're going to lose against Penn State this year whenever they play. I just thought this Michigan team.
Ohio State's going to kill them.
Ohio State's going to kill them. Oh, my God. So,
guys, I told you Michigan's offense was going to be a problem. I didn't even think it would be this bad. They really are maybe the worst offense of the major blue blood schools. A couple things about your list, Smitty. I kept telling people Jalen Milroe is an incredible athlete. The intermediate throw game is still a blind spot for him. And if you notice, he doesn't even look as athletic as he did a month ago because he takes a lot of hits. If you watch the end of that South Carolina game, he was getting up slower and slower each play in the fourth quarter. I'm thinking to myself, they've got to make it a little bit easier for him. And, Coach, Nico Iamaleava, did they finally get him on track a little bit in the fourth quarter? He did hit some throws, but, man, he overthrew like 3 deep shots. And I'm thinking, you got to hit at least one of them. He had a post pattern 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. He had a post pattern that was open by 5 yards. All you have to do is just lay it up there. And I just said, Nico, you got the yips. I mean, I thought Tennessee should have really won that game by a little bit more, but good list, Smitty. Good list.
Hey, Smitty, horrible list. You got guys in the top 5 that beat guys in the bottom 5. Makes zero fucking sense.
Yeah,
but anyway,
you got to kind of mix it up.
Let's dive into my list. It's a micro thinking list. Let's dive into my list.
Hold on.
A real fucking list.
Here goes the best list, the macro list.
Here's the macro list, macro thinking list. UCLA at 5. They got to win. I got to give them a shout out. Florida. Nobody's going to talk about Florida and the rise of Billy Napier. They are getting better. They're not a walkover anymore. They've won more games than a lot of people thought. Hardest schedule in America, Smitty, and they're getting it done week by week. They should have beat Tennessee. They beat Kentucky handily. Is Coach Stoops' name on the hot seat? That's another question. Tennessee got the win. They got the win. I don't think they played that well, but they got the win versus a very, very, very undisciplined Alabama team. Can't wait for T-Rich to join us next to talk about that one. And then you got Georgia. They beat Texas. Texas is number 1. It is what it is. You got the win. Oregon goes to 1 now. Georgia did what they're supposed to do. Texas has a quarterback problem, and this is year 2. This is year 2. Malik Murphy left during a playoff last year. Rumors are Quinn Ewers may leave too. We're going to dive into that later. And then Indiana, Signity, 7-0 or whatever they are. First time, I think, second time in school history. First time in the last who knows how many years. I don't. But he's doing a hell of a job. He could be the next head coach at a numerous amount of places next year that like old whites. Bottom 5, let's dive into that. Why is UCLA on my bottom 5?
That's what you texting. No, you did. You made a mistake.
No, let's look.
I'll look right now. Just keep it rolling. Keep it start number 1.
Give it to me. Yeah. It's all right, Bailey. Pimps fuck up. But who was my 5th one, though, Smitty?
I got you. I'm looking right now, but start number 1 so the fans don't be waiting. I'll catch you up.
Wait. They can wait. I don't start at 1 because 1 is supposed to be last.
Okay, your bottom 5, you got Utah at 5.
Utah. So Utah is 5, Steve. Weddle came on yesterday. We talked about the dismissal. I think it was they're really good friends, Whit and him, and I know he probably said, "Hey, man, here's a little severance. You got to go because I got to make a move. Upper admin is on me." And that's what I think happened. So Utah's at 5. 4, Nebraska. You don't get mollywop like that, in my opinion, and you're building something special as everyone thinks. I just think that this is it makes Colorado look even worse. Rutgers, number 3. Coach. Steve, we talked about this head coach. Been there a while. He's an Urban Meyer guy. He's been everywhere. You can't lay an egg like that versus this bad UCLA team. I just don't think
Shiano's rebuilding that program again. Have you ever seen – look, the last 30 years without Shiano, Rutgers has been terrible. They're at least kind of sort of decent or not as terrible with Shiano.
Four wins, Steve. You got 4 wins versus a team like UCLA. You got to get win 5 at home.
That's a terrible loss, but I'm just saying – when Shiano leaves Rutgers again, they're going to miss him again. Watch.
Yeah. It's true probably, but it's just USC, man. Lincoln Riley lost to the 3Ms. They are bad. They are bad in every aspect. He is a horrible, horrible game manager on offense because he's so good on offense that he has no idea how to manage this as a head coach. And I wish he would have went and coordinated for the Saban or something for a few years and learned how to be a head coach. Michigan, the reason I got them at 1, Steve, we could have Michigan. We could have a lot of teams here at 1. The reason is, and Shaun Salisbury made up at this point on Sunday's show, you cannot be Michigan and have a JV high school quarterback. It just makes zero sense. They are the worst passing offense I've ever seen in my entire life. There's no way you can be this bad at Michigan at quarterback, Steve. I mean, do you not agree to that?
Yeah, I mean, look, Michigan has one of the most underrated quarterback traditions ever, and it goes far beyond Tom Brady. They went a full 15 years where almost every guy from Todd Collins to even John Navarre all made the National Football League.
Martinez, De La Salle.
Well, yeah, who was the quarterback that played for the Dolphins? Strong arm guy, Henne. Henne actually had a long NFL career. I mean, they've had a really good quarterback tradition for the most part. And J.J. McCarthy.
Elvis
Gerbach had a nice long NFL career. Kind of started with him, though, the NFL run. Here's the issue, and this is where I do place some of the blame on Harbaugh. You had a 3-year playoff run. You're telling me you couldn't recruit another guy to kind of take over the reins? And Fox Sports, about 8-9 weeks ago at the beginning of the year, had a very good long story detailing some of the recruiting failures in that room. Certain guys they didn't want, certain guys that they kept, certain guys that transferred. Look, I told everyone, Alex Orji at his best is a situational Wildcat quarterback. Davis Warren is a walk-on. I've never seen a defending national championship start a walk-on. Tuttle seems to have some ability, but again, he got a late start on the season. So unfortunately, I don't know what they're going to do offensively, and I already think some heat's on Shaun Moore. There is a realization like, hold on, is he going to actually be the long-term solution for Michigan football?
Nah, I love him to death, but I don't see it.
Great
Hey, Steve, what's your take real quick before you get out of here and head over to Whitlock? What's your take on Justin Herbert, man? I listen, every year it can't be the coach. Like,
no, look, they're banged up though, aren't they? Aren't they banged up all over the place?
Yeah, but just looking at him last night, man, he can't make fucking basic.
No, you know what? One thing I've said, and Mario and I always argue about this. Justin Herbert's very good, puts up numbers. You know what he doesn't do? He doesn't win enough. Does not win enough. And there's too many games I've seen in the last 5 minutes. All right, Justin, lead us. Doesn't lead you.
They did drop down the field and kick that field goal late to take the lead.
But again, either we value winning or the ability to make late plays. But look, I think that they're in year one of Harbaugh. I believe Harbaugh is a winner. I believe he's an elite coach. He's still crafting that team in his image. I know that the Chargers every year seem to lose a lot of players to injuries. I'm a Herbert guy. If you said the Steve Kim football team has to have Justin Herbert, I take him in a heartbeat. But there comes a point where you do rely on your franchise quarterback to lead you to victories. Now, again, that has to come with a lot of context and nuance. But you're right. They seem to lose a lot of close games.
How many is that, Smitty?
5 plus 5 equals 10. Almost another 5 is 15.
They scored 15 fucking points. He's not that good, Smitty. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I was a big Justin Herbert fan for a long time, but I'm starting to fall off the bandwagon, Steve. At some point, he's not a rookie no more. He's had experience. At this point, I know he looks like he has the perfect quarterback look. He's fucking 6'5", 230,
right.
Big arm, can run, but it's not translating to wins. So I just at
least Steve, Aaron Rodgers got him a ring, even though we can say the same thing about Herbert. He don't have the it factor.
I mean,
that's different. Aaron Rodgers been
the narrative.
5 NFC championship games, MVPs.
Boy.
Hey, Steve, you know I'm on to something because Aaron should have 3 or 4 rings. There's
no doubt. Look,
he couldn't be Niners. He couldn't be. This is the same thing.
I'm a big Rodgers fan. For him only to have 1 ring is a buzzkill. But boy, this kills a narrative. Wow, I'm just thinking about this. The most winning Herbert's ever done is with Mario Cristobal as his coach. Wow, Mario, good job, man.
Yeah, I think they had the same wins with Taggart. But anyway, good job.
That Aaron Rodgers take was insane, JB, but I know we don't have time to dive into it. So,
hey, Steve, Ohtani and the Dodgers over the Yankees Friday. You don't care?
I don't. It's baseball.
It's Dodgers Yankees, Steve. Come on.
You know, is Mario going? Mario got to go in the first game.
Hold on. Why Mario?
He's the only one that can afford tickets.
Mario
anyway,
goes to Dodgers.
Well, yeah, Mario's about the only guy that can afford tickets. Here's the thing. I'm glad the Dodgers won on Sunday because our in-studio guest is the president of Golden Boy Promotions, our good friend Eric Gomez. And I said on Sunday, I texted him, so Eric, are you in? And he goes, well, if the Dodgers win, because he had Game 7 tickets. So for the first time this year, I'm checking out the scores, going, come on, Doyers. Orale, come on, Doyers. And when they were winning 10-4, I texted him, you're coming in, asshole. He said, yeah, see you tomorrow. So go Doyers.
Otani's going to be there.
Stop the Asian hate, man.
Yeah, he got to start doing that, Steve. I don't know why he keep doing that.
Steve, enjoy the Whitlock show. Be watching, and then we'll see you Thursday. We'll see you Thursday.
Before I take off to Miami, big rivalry game.
Are you going?
Florida State, Miami. Come on now. You got to be there.
Throw out the records. Throw out the records.
Hey, you're right. Hey, is DJU back?
I hope so.
I heard Edgerrin James going to be there. I heard my guy, the playmaker, going to be there again.
You know, Michael Irvin, keep wearing that lucky shirt. Make sure you wash it, though, because you sweat a lot. But, Michael, love that. Don't ever change the shirt, but do wash. Do wash. You sweat a lot, bro. I love the.
I want to know what the money line is. I want to know what the money line is on Florida State. I might take them. Miami's struggling.
JB, you have a you have a fireplace. Just get your money, throw it in there with the log, and burn it. You'll get more value out of that then. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys Thursday.
Anyway, he said, but anyway. I love the energy, man.
Everybody don't make money.
He's a TV guy. He does.
Plus 800, dog. I might fuck around with that.
If you want to just waste some money, just throw me a couple hundred. Matter of fact, you know what? Hold on, JB, I'll bet it for you. Just give me like $500. I'll put it on Bet US. I know you're a busy man, busy schedule. Don't worry about it. I have a Bet US account. I know you do too, but I'll put it on my account. I'll bet it for you, and I'll give you the payout if you win. I got you, my guy.
Anyway, moving on amicably. Jameson Williams, Smitty, is going to be suspended again. It's a shitbird. He's a shitbird. He's done multiple things, multiple times. When is enough?
Has he?
Yeah. What do you mean? He got suspended
I thought he was dealing with injuries early in his career.
He got suspended for a half a year for fucking gambling already.
That was him. He's a part of that? Okay.
I mean, the guy has done shit over and over and over. Like, what does he need?
He didn't know what he was drinking. I blame the trainer.
Was he with Ryan Garcia?
JB, be real, man. Like, as athletes, we be trusting our coaches and our trainers, and we working out. And I used to drink muscle milk.
We know. You do.
I used to take sniffing salt before I maxed out. I don't know what's in that shit. I just trusted my trainer it was gonna be good. Who knows what I was really sniffing? He used to get me woke.
Who's blaming the trainer? How you blaming the trainer? First of all, the guy's body looks like he's never hit a weight.
Well, I just his frame, JB. He lifts weights. He's an NFL guy. He lifts weights.
Everybody's frame. No, there's no correlation at all with injuries on an all-time high either, I'm sure. But anyway, where are you at with this right here, violating a substance abuse? I don't even know what substance you could have had.
If he did it on purpose, then it's just idiotic.
Does it make you shittier? Because he's been shitty.
Big play guy. I mean, it's the best start he's
had
in his career.
Every so often, though. He's never the guy every week I could go to. You know what I'm saying?
But he's not that guy. He's not the number one. They have
Iman,
Ross, St. Brown, the number one wide receiver.
They paid him a lot.
But he's not the number one guy. He's playing his role as the number two, the big playmaker.
They paid him a lot, is what I'm telling you.
He's the Mike Williams. Like, if you take it back to the old Chargers with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, he's Mike Williams for this team. He's not the Keenan Allen. He's not the main every down guy, which is fine. He's doing his play, his role this year. But this is a shame. You know, it's just another sign as a young guy. You know, people are starting to root for him, stuff like that. So it's a roadblock. But again, he has to be smarter. I don't know if he purposely took some fucking PEDs or whatever. It's just stupid. It doesn't make sense. They're going to catch you every single time. This message goes for all athletes. If you're a professional athlete, you take PEDs, you will get caught. Point blank. Period. This ain't the 90s. This ain't you ain't gonna get away with it. You will get caught. So just don't do it. It is what it is. Point blank. Period.
Yeah. T-Rich joins us in a few minutes. We'll probably take a commercial right before.
We'll do a commercial break real quick. I'm gonna move my car real quick, get some water, come back, and we'll be perfectly ready for T-Rich.
We're gonna dive in with T-Rich was on the pivot.
He was.
Yeah, with BC.
With your guy, Ryan Clark.
Yeah, BC. He was on top of him. And then we're going to dive into that. Bama. We're going to talk about some Kenny Dillingham going off on a post-game presser about ASU's kicking game and holding tryouts on campus, and Pat Perez hit me up about that. It's an interesting insight because he's a booster there, obviously alum. So is Phil Mickelson and a lot of other crazy alums. We're going to dive into that. And then Ashton Genty. We're going to dive into Ashton Genty's take on Travis Hunter.
We're doing a lot of diving. I mean, shit.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Diving and diving and diving and diving and diving.
Give us 5. We'll be back with Trent Richardson. Jessica Campbell, the girl that Smitty's talking about on Twitter. Bailey, you should be ashamed of yourself. You got explaining to do, Lucy. You got explaining to do, Lucy. Bailey, I don't even know if you know what that show is from, but she's a coach for the Seattle Kraken, Bailey's hometown. Bailey, you should be ashamed of your town. Can't control it. I mean, we already know Seattle is what it is. Portland's even worse. Listen, man. I beat this dead horse. There's nothing really to say anymore. It's a fucking shame. It is what it is. It's like, listen, I'll be the only guy on planet Earth to talk about this female coaching grown men. And I know half of the women out there will defend her. The other half that are real ones, the real ones will say, you know what? The real women will say, you're right, JB. Until the real women come out and start defending boys playing girls in their specific sport, such as San Jose State, Wyoming, and some others, when they refuse to play Boise State in volleyball, women's volleyball, because they had a 6'3" man. They had a 6'3" man playing for them. It's going to take a lot more, and it's going to take everybody to say enough is enough. Where are all the dads of these beautiful young women at that are playing sports that they worked their entire lives off and busted their asses for to play in a sport that's theirs? To allow a man to come in and dominate it, such as Leah Thomas with a flipper foot, with a size 15 flipper, and then go and dominate my daughter's sport. It's like the women that bitch and moan at men not supporting the WNBA, but they don't even show up to the WNBA games themselves. But it's always the man's fault. Until the women say enough is enough, then you're going to continue to have this. You're going to have this. Is there any hockey guys in the chat? Seriously, is there any hockey guys in here at all? I would like to ask you guys a simple question. What can she teach you? Baby girl, what can she teach a man in hockey? Can anybody please let me know? Can she teach me how to cross-check? No, I'm being dead serious. I want to know. What can she teach me? What can she really teach me in hockey? Men's hockey. Remember, that's what she's coaching. I really just have a simple question, man. I just have to ask you that question. What can she teach you in hockey? Yeah, Chris, listen, we're not even going to get to her attire. Lucky she don't have no big old titties and her cleavage is out, because that would be a whole nother ball game. But, like, let's be honest. Like, put a polo on if you're going to be out there. Like, I'm just telling you, dog. We're gonna open up Pandora's box here. Fuck. I'll be the hated one. We'll do a video on this. We'll do a short. You don't even want to see my Magic Johnson short video. Oh, shit. You don't want to see my Magic Johnson video that's going to go viral today. Oh, I'm going to get hated on. But I'm here for it. God damn, I'm going to lose some people today. I'm going to tell you right now. She can't teach you anything. She can't teach you anything. That's not, to me, I don't know what she's wearing. I really don't. Listen, it's a mockery, man. It's a fucking mockery. It's a joke. I'm just being honest. The only thing I like about her attire and her how she looks is she's decent looking and she looks good and she dresses feminine. At least she's not one of these NFL coaches. Have you seen these NFL coaches? Bailey, can you pull up a few of these women NFL coaches? Have you seen the NFL coach women? I mean, it's not a secret. It's not a fucking secret that they're fucking Butch Dyke, carpet munchers, short ass hair, built like this. It's not like this. See, if this female was coaching fucking NFL, then I would say, you know what? She must have some sort of tie to the game. But when I see what I see, I know it's an inclusion, equitable, DEI bullshit. Like, I'm gonna be honest. At least this lady's walking the walk. She looks like she's feminine. She actually, you know, she actually looks like a lady, like a real lady. So I don't know. I give her that, but that's my point to the ladies I was watching the game with yesterday. Sit here and say, why does she want to coach grown ass, hairy, nasty, physical men? That's coming from two feminine ladies, people. Just throwing it out there. It's coming from two feminine ladies. Why would she want to coach these grown-ass, sweaty, hairy, smelly men? Hit each other all damn day. Why would she want to do that? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know why. We don't know why to this day. I have no clue.
Shout out to Prize Picks, man, for just always showing love, man. Make sure you go to Prize Picks, handle your business, man. I'm gonna be on Prize Picks tonight for the NBA opening, man. It's gonna be some good, plus minus over unders on there for the score, for the point score by LeBron. Bronny probably gonna be on there. Go to Prize Picks right now. Tell them Coach JB and Big Smitty sent you. JB cripped out tonight, boy. Boy got the woo. He got the all right, cuz.
Don't say that on me.
I see you, cuz.
That's not how you say it. Anyway.
How you say it? How you say it?
I don't know.
How you know I ain't saying it right there?
I know how it sounds. That ain't it. I don't know. Hey, would you hit, though?
Would I hit what?
This hockey broad.
I would let her coach me if I was playing hockey. Because I know she knows how to coach at a high level. And I know another thing that's a high level is 5 Hour Energy, which is the number one energy drink out in America. If you are having a down year, down week, a down day, you need to pick me up. 5 Hour Energy is the best way to start your day.
We got the commercial. We got to send him something. Man.
I told Bailey to find us the Connect. He ain't sent me the Connect, the marketing person, the brands, the nothing.
Bailey slacking, huh?
Damn, Bailey.
Got my shit wrong today.
He didn't send me the 5 Hour Energy person email too. Thumbnail a little off.
Name Bailey's top 5 flaws right now.
Thumbnail's a little off.
Yeah, it's supposed to say what?
JB fucked up again or some shit. Yep. Wrong again. Yep.
That's 1.
Yep.
2, 5 Hour Energy. 3, fucked up Utah.
Utah. Yep.
4, he's white.
How did I fuck up the thumbnail?
It's supposed to say JB's wrong again.
Read the text.
I did.
I quoted exactly what I literally quoted it exactly as you texted it.
Smitty, did you say that, Smitty?
I ain't say that. I ain't say it, JB.
What'd you say, Smitty?
JB wrong again.
Bailey, your rebuttal?
Did you look at the text, Darnell? I don't think you did.
We got black on white crime in the studio. All right, Bailey. We'll discuss it.
Offline.
Whoa, what just happened on my computer?
Whoa. This is a real show from the earth. Like, we be freestyling.
We got an Alabama legend sighting.
Really?
Who happened to be on the Pivot podcast recently with and Fred Taylor. And we're going to dive into that with him. And then
Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, all the legends.
I'll say his name on my show.
Ryan Clark, hey, say what you want. It was a beast on the football field. I don't care what beef you got with him in real life. On the football field, he was a monster. He used to hit shit.
Weddle was better. Let's bring in our main man, the Alabama legend. We got a video for him as well. Bring it up.
Yeah. I'm in my mode, ready to transform you into I hate a storm, Hail Marys, I make it pour. Good, I ain't lying, you little giants, we been defiant. West Coast, be the boss, breaking down the walls. We all in once the coin guitars. Got the kind of action, never acting. We need to scramble to get traction, we make it happen. When you go to book, we get it cracking. When it's that, no, it's the rain. Keep them up, Richardson, into the end zone.
Yeah, T-Rich Tuesday. He got on his Arnold Schwarzenegger. He got his glasses on, man. He got the hat. He got the dread. He got the retwist with the dread. You acting different today. You didn't went on the pivot and acting brand new. Let me hold something.
We there, baby. We hitting it.
Hey, what was your whole thing about the pivot? What'd you go on there for?
Man, our Ryan hit me up, man. He was like, man, I want to do some stuff with you, whatever. A lot of stuff got held out. We supposed to do another one. But man, to me, a lot of people talk about a lot of negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, like that, like the negative talk of like, first of all, like, how can you call somebody a bust, man? Like, that's not a bust. Like, y'all act like I ain't do anything in the NFL.
I know.
Like,
We just saw video.
I made a Pro Bowl my rookie year.
You were a Pro Bowler, I believe, but if you scored one time in the NFL, to me, you're a 1%er. If you play actually in a game, you're a 1%er. But all these nobodies out here who say bust to this and that. And I'm even against the Kwame Brown shit because, like, 17 years old playing with Jordan and shit, and I'm just like, how do you call him a bust? He's a 1%er. To me, a bust is a guy who never made it, or B, had all this hype in college and then either A, did something to his own demise, like drugged out, doped out. We've seen those. I've talked about them. That's a bust to me, contrary to belief. Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. You made it, played it. I mean, it's crazy how they
play it at a high level. And that's the thing I don't get about people. Like, y'all forget all the great stuff I did. Y'all forget, they don't mention that I played my rookie year with 2 knee surgeries, broken ribs, having to get shot up in the ribs every game, having to fight against Jim Brown on shit. Like people like forget about that part of the coaching changes that you go through. Like, bro, I went through 3 different playbooks in 18 months. Like, and the craziest thing about it, man, is like I accepted all that. Like, I had to, because at the end of the day, we didn't have, like, before LeBron went to Miami, players couldn't say that I wanted to be traded. People couldn't say that, this is where I want to take my talents to. It was shut the hell up and play football. We paying you this money, shut the hell up and just play.
Like IR5's a bust. You know what I mean? We know that. But like everybody else, is not. So let's dive into.
Shut up, JB. He's 9 games in. He's 4-3 right now, and he's winning. But now you make a good point, though, T-Rich. It's like fans everybody loves you when everything's perfectly and pretty and everything's going great. But then when a little bit of struggle hits, and again, struggle that may not all be 100% on you, it's situation, it's system, it's franchise, everything. And sure, it can be a little bit on you, but it's a combination of everything. they want to like talk shit and act like you ain't never was who you was, never was great, when you did more than most of common folk across the country, across the world. So nah, I'm with you, man. I'm with
Man,
you.
people don't realize when you go top 3, top 5, bro, you go into the worst situations ever, right? Like, and they expect you to change that shit overnight. Like, people say what they want to say, but shit, Andrew Luck ain't in the league, RG3 not in the league, and they went ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the person that was 4 ain't in the league. Person that was 5 ain't in the league. Like, you got to look at stuff like that, bro. Like, you got a big responsibility, and I get it. You know, you get paid big bucks to do big things. I get it, but at the same time, you can't send me to a situation to where like it's nobody there. Like, look at Bryce right now, bro. Are we saying Bryce is a bust? Are we saying Justin Fields is a bust? Like them kids can actually play. You put the whole kid in a situation. Shit, I think Justin Fields has done a terrific job of his situation in Pittsburgh, what he's got right now, and in the hand he's been dealt with. You look at what Bryce is going through, bro. Like it's crazy. You look at what Saquon went through when he got hurt. Shit, you look at Derrick Henry first 3 years. It was shit. It was not what it is. And I ain't gonna say it was shit. It wasn't what it is now. Like you look at Marshawn without Seattle, it wasn't the beast mode that we know. Like it's the scheme, it's the program. Like JB, you had to cater to different players from their skill set.
Yep, system, situation, everything matters. I mean, JB, he always says he thinks if Mahomes was drafted by the Bears or like one of these other franchises, Mahomes wouldn't be the same person that he is today. I mean, look how Jaden Downs is striving and with Washington. If he was drafted somewhere else, maybe he wouldn't be that great. Bryce Young, on the other hand, gets drafted by the Panthers, who's a bad organization right now, no help, and he's struggling. So situation definitely matters.
But we might not even seen Tom Brady if he didn't go to the Patriots.
Come on now. One thing I want to show real quick, Trick, because from the pivot, I know I think Ryan Clark might have like apologized to you about a comment he made, and you had kind of gave your piece as well. Can we show that clip real quick, Bailey, please?
We saw him one time, and I'm like, man, this is my dog. Like, how you saying this? He said something. You had a high school player playing better than me. I'm like, what? Come on, bro.
I want to say I'm sorry for saying that, because I've grown and matured enough to know now that not only do I not know everything that's going on football-wise, I don't know everything that's going on in the real lives of players. I don't know how that affects them mentally and emotionally, which in some point will affect them physically. As a young analyst, you look at stats, you look at yards per carry, and you say, okay, how can I say this without saying he's averaging this yards per carry to where it's entertaining and the point comes across that statistically this is low. And I was more focused on the value of the entertainment than the value of the person. I've learned now, as I've grown, to never focus on the value of the entertainment over the value of the human.
You spooked that motherfucking tight jean wearing cat. That's what you did. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, I don't like the motherfucker. I'm gonna be real. So shout out to you. I think, T-Rich, I got a different perspective, and I'm never gonna put you in harm's way.
I don't know Ryan Clark, so I haven't had a chance to meet him, so I don't have a.
Yeah, I know him, and I don't like him. But here's the thing, T-Rich, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you spooked him. Number one. Number two, I love your demeanor when you said it, because like you're like, nah, let's handle it. This is what it is. You said it, own it. I don't agree with apologizing and saying sorry, because you said it and you lived it for a long, long time. You never said apologize for it. Why did you say I was sorry 7 years ago?
Well, because T-Rich just addressed them face to face. Like, they never had a conversation.
Shit, Smitty, that's what I just said. That don't mean shit to me.
But what I'm saying is, it's not like Ryan Clark every day is just waking up thinking about, damn, man, I said some shit about T-Rich a couple years ago. I need to go ahead and apologize today. Like, that ain't shit. I mean, you didn't say some shit years ago. You probably forgot about it, said shit on this show. Like, I'm just saying.
But Smitty, that's my point.
It's not realistic.
I don't get why you didn't listen to what I said. Why apologize then? That's who you are, homie. That's who he is.
Because he said he's grown from day one, Ryan Clark, as an early analyst versus who he is now, which is a fair point. As somebody who's been on TV, it's a fair point. You ain't the same guy.
It ain't an argument, homie. It's T-Rich to explain it. Hey, T-Rich, what's your take? What you think about? He said something. You asked him straight up and put him on Front Street, and he apologized or said he's sorry, grew, and all this. I wish his fucking pants grew. But where you at with that?
CJB buyer. He don't like the guy so much that it don't matter what the fuck he not even gonna listen to it, which is cool. That's your experience. I get it.
I'll tell you what, man. I look at it like this.
When I see it, dog. Go ahead.
When Ryan Clark said that in the media, it was like, you the same cat that just moved out my fucking way when I went into the end zone. When I was to win the game, to steal the game. Cleveland ain't beat the Steelers in 7 years. Well, we had guys crying after that game because they have never beat Cleveland. I mean, never beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I think it was like 7 years or something like that, 7 to 9 years. And you had guys that's been there since then who's never won against them. And so you had guys coming up to me, like, and Ryan came up to me after the game, shook my hand, bro, you a dog. I appreciate your game, this and that. Fast forward 4 years after that, like you got this conversation like this, and like, bro, come on, man. James Harris, all them guys came up to me. And this is in my rookie year. And so for me, it was just like, man, I thought you was different. Like I thought you really like knew, like, hey, bro, you know how it is in this building. Like if you don't fit their program, if you're not the guy that they brung in, they're gonna ship you out.
So what you saying, T-Rid, do you think that when you get to the mainstream media level and you grow after your career, you think it's about clicks and likes? And you think he said it for that reason, or you think it's deeper?
Man, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
When it comes to and I'm starting to learn Ryan. Like I'm starting to, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I tell people, like you got to know how to work with people. You ain't got to just like them. But like for me, like I think Ryan got a different view of life now outside of football. Seeing like, damn, like on the business side of it, like this is what these folks just think about. You just another check. Like I had a good career. I had, stuff to come up, I overcame it, this and that, but I'm not everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not like people that realize, bro, like I became a dad at 14. I had 2 kids in high school. Like who overcome that? And being in our community. Like who overcomes that?
See, I
walked
that
for 2 years.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like,
I watch that clip, dog,
that?
and I get hurt because I like you, my boy. I get hurt like looking at those clips, and I take it as like a backhanded compliment or a backhanded slap in the face. Like he think he better than some cats. And I just know that to be fact because I've had it out with him before. And I'm just like, homie, that was a bad look to me. But kudos to you going on the show and saying what it is, because that's what real ones do. Real recognizes real. So it was a good episode for you and them. So good shout out for that. But shit, man, I'm glad they put a real one on. Seemed like they always put a guy that, yeah. You went on that motherfucker like, what's cracking? Like, that's the thing.
I gotta tell you, you gotta speak the truth about it. Like, hey, listen, you said this, and hey, what's going on? Like, what was your words, or what did you mean? Like, what did you get this from? Because I mean, you look at it like people ain't looking up that I still led the lead of yards after contact. Like, people weren't looking at none of that. Like, that's 3 years in a row I led the lead of yards after contact, and I wasn't playing halfway through the season.
And I don't know if I'm tripping, Smitty, or not.
Context matters.
Smitty, I don't know, and context do matter because I don't know if I'm tripping, but the clip I watched on that show with him, I still never saw him directly say, I apologize, T-Rich. I thought he went around the way to say, I'm sorry for being who I was then. That's the shit I read. I read through.
Yeah. But it's kind of like you, JB, how you always say you never say sorry. Like you'll eat crow, but you'll never literally say, hey, Darnell, I'm sorry. You'll never do that. That's not how you.
Because that's who I am, Smitty. That's who I am. Like,
right.
I'll own if I'm wrong, but to say sorry is like, nah, I can't say sorry now, years later.
No, I think that's what he just did. To your point, I think he didn't say sorry. He just kind of owned.
Or if you say sorry, that's who I was then.
Gotcha.
Either way, though, you can't say, well, I'm sorry. I found Jesus. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, T-Rich, let's move on, man. I can't stand fake motherfucker. Anyway, T-Rich, we know you here because you a Bama legend, and a Bama legend went off last night. 21.2 miles an hour clocked down the sideline versus the Tampa Bay Bucks, and that's a big motherfucker rolling, man.
That's a big dude running like that, cuz that's a big that's right. You gotta think that man 255, 260 or something. I know they
Nick Saban love big running backs, don't he? Damn.
Hey, T-Rich, is he all of 6'3.5", 6'4"?
6'4".
Yeah, he about 6'4". Yeah, he about 6'4". That motherfucker big, man.
I seen him in
know,
passing in Miami a couple years ago. He's like a DN. He's huge.
Yeah, he like a DN. Yeah.
He's like Cam Newton almost. Cam bigger, but I'm just saying, like, it's
Yeah.
crazy. T-Rich, what's your take on the addition there with Lamar and those two right now ripping it up, 5 wins in a row? Probably the best NFL team right now, to be honest. Even though Chiefs are undefeated and the Vikings just lost their first one, these guys are on a high right now and winning 5 in a row. You can tell they were trying to blend the offense early on, as I stated. They seem to have figured it out so far right now. Todd Monken getting Lamar under center. They look good. Lamar had his best game, in my opinion, of his career last night. Just because of what I looked at as a quarterback, like going from 1 dead, 2 to 3. His feet he wasn't moving around. He was in the pocket. Like, I'm like, oh, shit, he's growing in front of our very eyes. Kudos to him and the Ravens for figuring it out. Shit, man, I'd love to see good football at quarterback. That's the bottom line. He played great football last night from the quarterback spot. Where you at with that addition? Can they win it all?
I think they got the best chance of winning it now. You know what I'm saying? Like that they ever had. And I think that when you look at Lamar, like, he's so comfortable back there right now, man. Like, it's nothing that they can, rattle him with right now, or at least that they've been throwing at him. Like, hey, like they really got some guys in there that can cater to his scheme, could cater to his ability, his talent, and they added Derek, which they're still running a pro style offense, old school smash mouth downhill. Everything they doing is downhill. They're running, they're showing them, letting them know, like, I don't give a damn who you got over there, line them up. We coming to run this bitch down your throat. We going down the field. We gonna throw this mug when we want to. We ain't got to take all the big shots. We gonna take the shots that's gonna cross some routes. I can move out the box sometime, and I can still use Lamar's feet when I got to. So you don't really want him to get out the box, right?
Right.
You want him to stay in the pocket so he can't see over the lineman or over the the D lineman or trying to pat the ball down. That's the best way to try to stop him, or to keep him on the sideline. You got to have a great offense to stop him. And so right now with that defense, with that offense they got, bro, it's playing defense too, because when you can go get a ball to dog it on Derrick Henry on a outside zone and he can get out for 80 something. And I'm talking about, man, listen, and we know Derrick, like, it's hard to Derrick ain't get caught from behind like that, bro. Like, Derrick, he from Florida, he got that Florida speed, and he as he get going, he building up. He's almost like an 18-wheeler, man. Like, he's steady moving, got that big engine in there, and he's steady running hard, bro. Like, I think this is the best that they done been in a long time as a complete team.
And I like Justice Hill too as another just switch up back. A guy who's more of a quicker back, a guy a little bit more, catch out the backfield. It's kind of like a thunder and lightning type of backfield they got between them two. You throwing Lamar, and I just think when Lamar throwing the ball the way he's throwing the ball right now, I just don't see how you stop him. Because like in previous years, the way you stop him was, like you said, Trent, contain him, keep him in that box, don't allow him to get outside and scramble. And force him to throw the ball outside the number. He loves throwing the ball down the middle. He's really good at that, using his tight ends. But throwing outside the numbers and deep balls have always been a struggle. But right now, he's in such a zone right now where, like you said, nothing's really – he just seems comfortable in the pocket. He seems just confident, comfortable, whether you blitz, whether you zone, whether it's man. No matter what you bring to him right now, he's just chilling. So, I mean, the space that he's in right now, I don't know. It's dangerous.
Quarterbacks make wide receivers better. Quarterbacks that are really good get wide receivers big bags. Yeah. And he never could do that for anybody. That's why Hollywood Brown left.
Hollywood Brown got his best season with him again.
Yeah, but he left because he knew he couldn't get the ball consistently. Here's the thing about it. Now all of a sudden, though, I'm gonna drop the mic on him real quick. T-Riz, watch how I do this. All of a sudden, a nobody named Rashad Bateman is all of a sudden a fucking top wide receiver in the league. Wonder why that is, Smitty. But I don't know shit about quarterbacks.
Because you want to know why? You want to know why, homie? Because he's finally healthy. He's finally healthy. He's a first rounder. He was a first rounder. He was a first rounder who was always going to be a big time guy, but the motherfucker couldn't stay healthy, homie. Now he's healthy. That's why you're seeing the ball out.
We moved the goalpost. It's no good.
What are you talking about, homie?
Hey, T-Rich, real quick, T-Rich.
T-Rich, I be cooking as much. I don't know if you watch the show outside of Tuesdays, T-Rich. If you got free time, watch the show Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I be cooking this old motherfucker all the time with facts, and he hates it. Hollywood Brown had his best season of his career with Lamar Action Jackson. Right. That's a fact, homie. I don't just talk the talk. That's an actual fact. His best season, Hollywood Brown, look it up for yourself. was with
T-Rich.
Lamar Action Jackson, but he left because he couldn't get enough passes thrown to him. Make it make sense, homie. Take over, JB.
Didn't he have OBJ too? Hey, anyway, hey T-Rich, real quick. I gotta ask you something. Bama, Tennessee, man. Bama, Tennessee, T-Rich. I know it's a tough day for you today, but the first thing I gotta ask you right out the gate, though, as a coach, as a former guy, and as a player, and you know what the inside workings and operations were during your tenure under a guy named Nick Saban, Coach Saban, right? I'm looking from the outside looking in, and I'm looking at this program, and I'm looking at it like there's no fucking way that there's 16 penalties under a Nick Saban-led team. And listen, we all talk after a cat loses or a cat wins, how good he is now or how bad he is now because of how the team went, right? So I'm not that guy to do that. But I do know that I've seen some things, even when they were winning, that I just don't see under Nick Saban. The kicking the ball incident we showed, the throwing the mouthpiece shit, all these little things. We've seen shit like that. Saban's grabbing you and you're out the game. As we saw in a bowl game years ago when it was a viral moment. Are you seeing something like that, in my opinion? Are you seeing the same thing, or am I tripping?
Well, I will say in the last 2 years that we had the most penalties that we have ever had in Alabama history in these last 2 years. And we kind of seen, Nick, he was fading away, getting ready to, to retire and stuff like that. So, and he was getting older. So a lot of stuff started getting a little, like almost like you when you get around your grandma, you can do a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna do what you're gonna do around your pops, or what you gonna do around your grandma. You can get away with a little bit more. She's gonna give you a little money when your dad says or your mom tell you're gonna go to grandma, right? So it's stuff like that, man. I think that's what Nick was fading out on, but it's stuff that early in Nick's career that you definitely not gonna see on the field that you're seeing right now. And I say this, man, like I don't feel like those guys spend enough time in the building. Like they're not being around each other enough. Other than you got guys that's making tons of money, and I'm not tripping on NIL, but I think especially for these freshmen, sophomore, you got to keep these guys together because that's where you built that unity at. That's where you built that team at. We couldn't move off campus until going into our third year. You got guys that's off campus right now. And I ain't gonna put on names. They're young guys, and they're too young to be off campus right now.
Let me ask you this: a second part follow up to that question. Do you see it? I've been on this for years. I just think it's a band of mercenaries. I think the portal is so diluted that every program in America is going to get the same batch of shitbirds, so to speak. You can say all you want and discipline them and be the guy you want to say as the head coach or the program. Nick Saban's program, you can't. But it's a new batch of kids, man. Every season they lost a lot. Alabama lost a lot when Nick left. They lost 30. Indiana lost 80 or whatever, or brought in 80 and lost 30. All these programs, Colorado, we already know. All these schools are doing it. Like, do you see it as like that's what it is? There's no fixing this.
No, I don't know if you can fix the transfer portal, bro. And I think that's what Nick seen. Like, it wasn't too much of NIL for him. I think it was the transfer portal. It was taking over, and you can't go into these kids' houses no more and build a relationship with these parents. You can't do none of that stuff. And you got to recruit kids now for about 8 years. I'm talking about that's including when they get to school. Like, I'm talking to I'm talking to Nick about this stuff, man. And Nick was like, man, I got to give a guy an offer right now. That's an 8th grader or a 8th grader because everybody else is giving him offers. And I don't know how this kid going to grow. I don't know how, what his body shape going to be, or is he going to even play the same position? And that meant, like, that's stuff that you got to do now. Like, bro, like, I've had somebody offer TJ. And he's only in the 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. He's a nice specimen. I get it. But it's stuff like, bro, we don't know if he's going to play that position when he get older. We don't know if he's going to float the basketball or not. But, you know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that. Like these kids are not even being put in a situation to where they can grow and build and blossom, because it's hard to keep these kids now because you got to recruit these kids damn near almost 10 years now.
And I think you're paying coaches now for 1 year. I think they're overpaid and underdelivered. I think you're paying a coach like Smitty, great coach and all that. I would bet my fucking life that he ain't 7-0 next year. And that's the thing. These guys that are winning,
Man, it's so funny to see is a head coach in Indiana right now.
Yeah,
he was my receiver coach when I was at Bama.
I didn't know that.
My first 2 years, he was. Man, listen. See,
hey T-Rich, like you know,
why you laugh? Why you laugh like that, T-Rich? Why you laughing? It's like you got some stories or something about Sig.
Because Smitty, I already told you what it was. That's why he won't get he won't leave. You know. But anyway, T-Rich, go ahead.
Yeah.
But what do I know, homie?
Hey, JB, why the motherfucker say he's man?
I tried to tell y'all last week, but y'all don't listen to me. I don't know shit. Hey, T-Rich, let me ask you something. You start
I'm
out
surprised.
7-0.
I never thought I would have seen. I'm surprised.
Hey, T-Rich, you start out 7-0, and everybody says he's winning and all that, and we get it. He's a great coach. But here's the thing. Like, it's luck of the draw to me at these programs year to year. Because look at the schools. How many schools are really are like, what do you call it? Like consistent with it when you take over a new place and bring in 80 new guys, and then you get lucky here and there with the right batch, right? Next year, let's see what he does, and then he'll start off 1-6, and cats will be like, "Oh, what happened to the culture?" Blah, blah. This is the dilution of this portal, man. You hit and miss, and we're paying coaches $10 mil, $9 mil, $8 mil to do what? Only 2 guys in the top 10 highest paid coaches have won a ring. Kirby and Dabo. And that's it. Like, it's hit and miss to me, man. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just don't see the consistency. Ryan Day, what does he want? He keeps going 10 wins, and everybody, he can't beat Michigan. He can't, like, win the big playoff game. Like, I'm just saying, like, listen, I don't know.
Just put it like this, and it's the bag of what you're saying. Ron Day win 10 games, and everybody think that's great. Nick Saban win 11 or 12 games, and that's
Down
a bad
here.
season.
Dabo, too.
Dabo, that's a bad season. You know what I'm saying? Kirby, that's a terrible season. It's either championship or bust. That's what it is when you're talking about these top programs that's building a dynasty. Like I was telling people about Georgia, I love Kirby. I love everything they're doing down there. But when you talk about dynasty, you got to win more than 2 for me.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Because I've
Him
seen
and
it
Dabo
done.
are right now competing for the third.
Yeah, they're competing for
guy. They got to get past Urban Meyer first.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, that's just where I'm at, but I don't know. Smitty got to leave here in about 10 minutes. Smitty, you got I know you got some other things on here we want to get after, and I know one of them was I want to dive into the Stephon Diggs thing with you guys.
Yeah, you go down to that. Trent, I'm sorry. I tried to say my Ball State Cardinals tried to revenge your loss against Vandy. It was tied up going to the fourth quarter, my brother. I'm sorry we didn't get the job done, but we fought extremely hard. The game was tighter and more competitive than when you guys faced them, but we did not finish the job. So I apologize for not doing that. But it was tied up, MAC versus SEC in the fourth quarter. Just want to kind of give you a reminder.
Man, you know, I ain't got nothing to say, bro. We got our ass built the ass this weekend once again. So you know, and listen, one thing listen. To see motherfuckers shooting a free throw or a jump shot in the game, and our quarterback getting his ass pushed back. Let me show you. Me.
Baby, gonna show you what we're talking about, Smitty.
That shit. Excuse my language.
I don't know what.
You don't see them jump shots?
Hold on, what the hell?
Right.
Hold on.
Look like I said, you don't see them jump shots?
Hold on, it's like a trick play? Is this like a funny thing? No, hold on. I'm not trying to be funny. That's my first time seeing this, y'all. What are they doing?
This is what I'm saying, dog. We got stuff like this going on. And it's like you got now you get to a point to where now you're gonna have alumni checking out every little thing. You got motherfuckers with Apple Watches on out there. Like everybody can't this is not I ain't gonna say this ain't the program. This is something we don't do, bro. Like it's not our way.
Wait. You said they had what on out there?
They had the Apple Watches. And I love that's home for me. I love my spot. But come on, and I'm one of those guys. I like change. I want the guys to be free. But come on, bro, we can't have no Apple Watches on and we shitting the dub like that. Like, come on, bro. Like, what we doing? We're not good enough for that.
So they shooting jump shots. They wearing Apple Watches. You got freshmen off campus. What else going on? They failing classes. What else, Trent? Give me the list.
T-Red, this ain't just happened to a place like Alabama though overnight because they got a new coach though, right? This is a portal.
Man, listen, I've never left the campus of Alabama before 8:30 when it comes to being in that complex.
Everything you need is there.
Everything you need is there.
If you love football,
after that, we was going to study hall. You get what I'm saying? Like,
you had to, right?
If you love football, everything's there, right? That's all I'm there for.
Food, training table, film, coach, everything. Weight room, get your body worked on, whatever you need. Hot tub.
So Smitty, you know, and you calling it out right now, Smitty. Then why you defend it?
Defend what, homie?
These kids.
I ain't defending this particular. Jimmy be like saying broad statements, and then like he make the fans think what he's saying is true. I ain't defending this shit at all, homie. I was the guy. I was there. Fucking morning workouts. We got morning breakfast, training table. You got to check in. Go to class. You got to go get your lunch. Hey, go back to the facility. We got film. We got to get taped up, training table. We got weights. We got practice. After practice, we got a mandatory dinner. Then you got to go study hall for 8 hours.
So why you defending
that guy, homie? What you talking about?
I know you did it. That's why I'm tripping. Why you
all conference player, captain of my team, homie. I did that.
At 5'8", that's hard to do, homie.
Hey, it ain't the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the heart in the dog, homie.
Know, but 5'8" D tackle.
Homie, ask about me.
Right, homie. 5'8". Hell yeah, 5'8" D tackle. Hey, T-Red,
you know where I'm from, homie?
T-Red.
We built different, homie.
T-Red, 5'8" D tackle's a motherfucker. I don't care where you from. That motherfucker balled out.
D1 too, dog.
Hey, T-Red.
Dog, ruthless.
But he defends these kids every day, no matter what, and he knows that he just said what he did. Like
every situation is different, Jason. Every situation ain't the same. Jason.
Don't call me Jason. That's not what they do. Hey, T-Red, this motherfucker defends kids every day, and now we're seeing the whole. Now he's starting to think macro. See, he's micro usually, but now he's macro, and he's like, oh fuck, it's really everywhere.
Trent, if somebody ever called you a micro thinker, slap him, because basically what they saying is they're calling you a dumbass. He called me a micro thinker, so next time I see JB, I'm gonna have to check him now. Like the first time was funny, the second time came on me. I know exactly. So we gonna see.
You gonna have to check him.
I'm gonna have to check him, Trent. Out of respect, though, like my family watches, my mom watching this shit, my pops probably watching this. I got cousins. If I don't check them, it's kind of like when you a kid.
You got to deal with them when you go home.
My mom and dad would say, "Hey, you either fight him and beat his ass, or I'm gonna beat your ass." That's how I grew up.
You learning though? 5'7" D tackle, shout out, homie. You motherfucking getting it done, homie.
And you, Bailey, remind him. 605 on there, Trent. Easy. Look at my chest. Look at the pain in my face. Look at my trap, Trent. Look at my right trap, Trent. I'm built different.
T-Red.
5% body fat. Look at that. Dog. You could never, Jason. You was a 6'5" guy playing JUCO.
The squat rack, T-Red. Squat rack. T-Red, this motherfucker walked right in that motherfucker and got in there. He didn't have to. His motherfucking legs this long. I was to squat 800 pounds, homie.
That's how I know you don't know nothing about squatting, because you can adjust the damn bar, homie. I adjusted it.
T-Red, that motherfucker looked like Kyler Murray walking in that motherfucker. I was like, God damn, homie.
Hey, y'all ass crazy. Hey, Smith, I see you ain't messing with them big ass pit bulls, huh? You ain't messing with them bullies over there, huh?
Hell no, man. You know black people don't just mess with dogs that we don't know. I don't know them. I don't know ass like that.
Shaun King had no problem.
No, he didn't. No, contrary to belief, Shaun was not fucking with ass.
Shaun King had no problem. He said they were untrained. He didn't have no problem. No, he wasn't scared and all that.
I wasn't scared. I'm smart. I'm conscientious. Look at this motherfucker. I don't know if he's happy or sad. Trent, I don't know if he's look at his face. Look at this dog face. I don't know if he's happy or mad. I don't trust this motherfucker. He's not trained. He's not trained, Trent.
Smitty, he's been in my house 10 times.
Hey, Smitty talking some down, boy, down.
Hey, Trent, look at him all over the damn
T-Rich, Smitty been this motherfucker 10 times. He love him. He know Ash like him. Like, he ain't got no, why are you scared now? He
They got a brand new kitchen, brand new beautiful island. This motherfucker jumped all over the top, eating a pork rib, eating a bacon wrapped dog. Like, I'm over here eating food that he done slobbered all over. Like, listen, I love Ash, but he needs to be trained. He needs a proper trainer. Now, his other dog, Trent, Callie, perfect trained dog. Oh my God.
T-Rich, he trained for me. The motherfucker trained for me. Shit, motherfucker walk in, he trained for whatever. Yeah, you know. But anyway, shout out to all
Trent,
the
Jason was over there playing around, talking about sick him. I said, all right, come over here. You ain't gonna have no more Ash. Say what you want. It'd be his last day here.
Smitty. Hey, T-Rich, Smitty would be on the show today with a fucking full mask. Smitty would have a full mask on today because he would have got his ass fucked.
Hey, I be fucked up, but he won't be here. So take it how you want to.
Hey, you got to get out here in 4 minutes, Smitty, so make it good because we don't have a lot of time. We got to get to right here, Ashton Genty. We got to get a running back's perspective on a Heisman candidate real quick. Travis Hunter came out and was like, you ain't never seen what I do before. You've seen Ashton Genty before. I disagreed because it's just a dumb fucking statement by Travis Hunter. But other than that, break it down for the running back that starts 7 yards minus the line of scrimmage versus a wideout that's at the line of scrimmage. Please, just real common fucking sense. I don't know if it's really hard math, but can you break it down for the running back that usually is a +1 on the defensive side? That means you got to make a guy miss and earn a scholarship because there's somebody unblocked, if not 2 guys unblocked. And then we got O-line that whiff, and then there's a 3rd guy unblocked. Like, can you explain the difference from a running back perspective for these people?
Man, it's a big difference. I mean, hell, you talking about a running back is paid to get hit. Like, that's our deal. Like, but we got to start 7, sometimes 8 yards back, and we got motherfuckers that ain't blocking in front of us. You got motherfuckers not giving us the ball the right way. You got all type of stuff going on in that running back. You got 3 different lines you got to get through.
He said, "Motherfucker, not giving the ball right." So the quarterback fucking up and getting you the. It's true. That's a real thing. Hey, we got a video for you, T-Rich, to break down. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Heated competition right now. Travis Hunter, the best two-way player on the planet. Ashton Genty, the best running back in the world. I seen Travis make a couple comments online. I don't know if you've seen it. It was recent. He like, man, listen, he got 95 carries right now. He got that much. If I had 95 catches, I mean, how many yards would I have?
I mean, and kudos to Travis. Like, he balling for real. Like, he doing some stuff we ain't never seen nobody do. Personally, I don't take no offense to it. Like, he just speaking his opinion. You know, everybody got an opinion. For me, is what I've been doing has been done in 36, 37 years.
Long time.
So that's something special. If I keep that up and, you know, break a record that's been around for 36 years, then I feel like you can't really compete with that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if the Heisman Trophy was to be awarded today, who you think winning it? You or Travis Hunter?
Me, for sure. You know I gotta say me.
Travis.
I came out and said it was a disappointment to hear Travis Hunter because we ain't ever hear him. Like, he's always quiet and never really comes out. And then the issue I had with Travis's take was he was advocating for himself while putting down this other kid. That right there was like a kid saying, hey, man, everyone has their own opinion, but I deserve to win because I think of course he's going to say that. I don't see that being like arrogant and cocky at all. He's in defense mode now saying, hey, I think I've done things no one's done in 37 years. Travis threw him under the bus kind of and said, I'm the best player, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. 2 different approaches in my opinion. So I want to clear what I had to say because D. Jones in here, who's a Colorado dick rider, had to say something. So go ahead, T-Rich.
But that's the mindset of his coach, man. Like, that shit taught for him to act. I mean, I ain't gonna say act that way, but for him to even present himself that way of like talking more about yourself than, you know, I guess doing the usual thing and giving everybody else compliments too. And so when you think about it, I mean, look what Prime do. Prime gonna talk about Prime. Prime gonna talk about his sons. Prime gonna talk about Prime, what Prime do, regardless. He love himself, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, bro, when you're talking about the Heisman stuff, bro, like when it comes to that, like it's 2 different things, man. Like, once you got somebody that's scoring, because I mean, shit, at my damn Heisman run, Monty Ball had like 38, 35 touchdowns.
Wisconsin,
like he had a crazy year, but In the SEC, a running back I ain't never had over 20 rushing yards, and I had over 20 rushing yards, and I could have easily been like, I'm in the SEC. I got over 20-some yards. I got over damn near 600 or 400 or something in receiving. I got 2,000 in rushing. Like, I could have said something like that, but that's man, come on, man. Like but that's talk that like Nick wouldn't allow that. Like give props to props do it at the same time. Like he said, bro, that ain't been done in 37 years. And I get it. Like, well, folks don't realize too, bro, and it's not nothing to knock on Travis. I love what Travis do. I think Travis is going to be a tremendous player. I think he'll be a great player at the next level. But a lot of us could have played two different positions too. And we did it in high school. We didn't have we didn't have the opportunity to say that, hey, coach, I want to play two positions. I know I didn't. I didn't have the opportunity.
Trent, I'll say this though. I'm gonna counter it though. High school, college is different. Number one, number two. Yeah, oh, the hell you high? What's going on?
Hey, you gotta see go dark too. T-Rich be like really look like it's live because it go dark and
it's kind of hard. Like, do it again. How you do that? He don't even know what he did. Y'all could have played two positions in spots. You can't tell me y'all going out there just playing 150 plays every single game. I'm sorry. Everybody can't do that. I don't give a fuck.
No, I ain't saying. Listen, I ain't saying everybody can do it. I'm saying like you have, man, bro. You would have seen Derek Fatton in high school. Like, look at him at the safety position. Oh my gosh! Like,
let me ask you this real quick before I go. Who's better?
Honey Badger? Honey Badger?
Who's better in college? You or Ashton Genty?
Me.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head up out of here. I do gotta go. Make sure y'all pound that like button, subscribe.
Why you leaving? Are you in disagreement? Are you that why you're leaving?
No, I just have to go.
I asked you a question though. Are you in disagreement?
The season not over yet. I'll say this as of right now, it's T Rich. I remember watching T Rich in college. It was fucking phenomenal, and he played bigger competition. But what I will say though, Ashton Genty's actual literal numbers, he's on pace to do some shit that we ain't seen from anybody though. So if he continues to stay on his pace, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the numbers are the numbers at the end of the day. Like he's running, like whether he plays Oregon, whether he play. Like, no matter who he's playing, he's balling every single week at an extreme level.
All right, that's enough talking. I'll beat you tomorrow. I'll beat you
tomorrow. Man, y'all have a good one.
I'll beat you tomorrow in studio. T-Rich, real quick. They keep talking about this schedule shit. Like, can you, like, listen, I get competition and all that shit, but also it's the same competition on the offensive side of going against that competition. This dude is a one-man band at Boise State. He don't have no freak wideout, no freak QB, no freak O-line. Their defense is average as shit. He should have beat Oregon by himself, the number one team in America right now. He had 203 tubs. Travis Hunter ain't played no Oregon. None of these other motherfuckers have played no Oregon except for this fucking SEC schedule. So the schedule discussion to me makes no sense, T-Rid. Like, we saw Marshall Faulk play at San Diego State. We saw George Jones play at San Diego State after playing at Bakersfield Junior College here in Cali. I'm going to have George on the show next week. These guys played their competition and went to the NFL, and both of those guys are pretty damn good. We saw LaDainian Tomlinson at TCU before they were Power 5, before they was in this big conference. They weren't playing nobody either. They were playing fucking SMU, and everyone's like, oh, TCU. Come on, man. The schedule shit is what it is. We got eyes, though, T-Rich. We know what is good and not. I'm not saying Ashton is going to be T-Rich in the NFL or Barry Sanders or anybody. He may not be. But this is for the Heisman. It's right now in college. This ain't about what you do in 10 years. Because Reggie Bush was what? And he ended up being what? Like, I don't know. He was good and all, but he wasn't what we thought he was going to be out of college, right? To be fair. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, it is what it is. Like, how many Derrick Henrys are there, T-Rich? How many Derrick Henrys? Like, this motherfucker was the guy in college. We know he's going to a sure not miss in the NFL, and this is what he's done for the last 8-7 years. He's the guy we thought he was. How many guys are there like that? Not a lot.
It's tough, bro. Like, it's tough to be that guy for that long. Like, it's only a select few that you see that guy for that long. Either you develop in college and get better in the NFL, or you that in college, and it's hard to keep that in the NFL because you're not at the same system that you was in college. And so it's different, man. So, man, what that kid is doing right now, bro, is unheard of. Like, we ain't seen it. Like, we haven't. And to see what Travis is doing, too, like, we haven't seen that, right? Like, we seen guys play two different positions, but at the level that he's doing it right now, like, it's amazing. But I will say this. Those cats right now, like, what that cat from Boise doing right now and not having nobody else, like in those two conferences, like they're talking about, like, I don't think it's an argument when it comes to conference. Now, if you're talking about the SEC and what he was doing, like the fight I had a fight because I was in a tough ass lead in the SEC. Monty Ball wasn't in the same lead that I was in, but he had 35 to 38 touchdowns, something like that. And he was just doing it on a different level. And so when it came down to it, it was like, bro, like you cannot not have me in a Heisman conversation because stat-wise, like Monty's supposed to win it. I don't give a damn if RG3, Andrew Luck, or Honey Badger, or me was in there. Like, hands down, his stat-wise, he's supposed to win it. He's supposed to win it.
No, no doubt.
38 touchdowns in 1 year, and he still ain't played the bowl game yet. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, but it's gonna be tough, man. And it's so political, bro, when it comes to that Heisman stuff, man. Because I remember Chris Winkie coming to me like, "Hey, you won this, but it ain't gonna happen like that." And they put Honey Badger in there, and y'all had to split the South votes.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of guys that like we played with though. I tried to tell guys the other day, how many guys are playing college football right now that could probably play both ways? There's some guys out there right now. We just don't know or see it, or they don't try it, or they're worried about, what their future. Like we've seen it before. Like there's guys, we've seen Champ Bailey's, we've seen, obviously, our main man and Charles Woodson, but we've seen so many other guys do it, man. But they just didn't choose to do it full time. Like, it is what it is. Deion did it in baseball, football. Bo Jackson, baseball, football, played an NFL game and a Major League Baseball game the same goddamn day.
Yeah, it's only a select few. It's definitely I ain't gonna say 1% that actually does it. It's lower than it's probably 0.5. But we don't even we get to that next level, man. We trying to focus on one position. And we trying to pursue perfection, which is hard to do, right? As long as we can in that position and upping our level every year. Because you can't, you got to be different every year.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right, T-Rich, we're going to end the show with you. Well, it looked like we just ended the show. He going to get a call. He probably got a call. He'll be back. We're going to do some Factor Cap with T-Rich to end the show if you get back in here. Brought to you by BetUS. So make sure you pound that like, subscribe, become a member, and head on over to BetUS today and use the promo code CoachJB. See if we get T-Rich back in. Once he comes back in, let's dive into it. But real quick, while we're waiting, here we go. We got him back. T-Rich Factor Cap. One of our favorite segments is Rapid Fire. Today we got 10. We got 10 of them. The last one, I don't know if I asked you, but we'll get to the 10 of them. Factor Caps, T-Rich. The Ravens only go as far as Lamar takes them. Damn, he missed again. He's out. Let's see if he gets in. Factor Cap, I'm going to say fact by myself until T-Rich gets back in. Lamar has to make throws in the playoffs. He's got to make big-time throws in the playoffs when they load the box. So it's fact. The Ravens only go as far as Lamar takes them. That's just fact. Fact or cap, the Chiefs will grab a receiver by the trade deadline. All you guys in the chat, chime in. I'll do it with you until T-Rich gets in. Fact or cap, the Chiefs will grab a wide receiver by the trade deadline. Here he is again. Factor cap, T-Rich. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. My bad.
Factor cap, the Ravens only go as far as Lamar takes them.
Fact.
Same thing.
Fact.
Yep. The next one is the Chiefs will grab a receiver by the trade deadline. Factor cap.
Yeah.
They good.
One thing about Andy Reid, when he got what he got, he finds a way to work it out. Him and what's your guy?
Spagnola.
Nick Magnolia, like all them guys are like that. Them old school cats like that been around. Like they're gonna coach it up. They're not afraid of coaching. Yeah, they're not afraid of coaching. A lot of people don't like to be the JBs of the world and coach up what need to be coaching. They want to just polish shit up. That
coach it or allow it.
Yeah, like that ain't got to do much. So I think they don't get another receiver. I think they use what they use and they work that shit out, man. That's one thing Andy Reid has always been good at, and that's why he is one of the best that ever done it.
Fact or cap, the 49ers will have to grab a receiver by the trade deadline. Ayuk's out, Debo's out. Ayuk's out for the year. Debo's out with some illness. I don't know what's going on, but they are hurting over there in Frisco.
I say they got to, but who do they go grab? It's like who's gonna be out there to go grab is the question.
Let me give you a name, DeAndre Hopkins. Would you?
Man, to my stickies. No, I call them stickies. You got them stickies now. I definitely think about DeAndre. But I say you grab another piece because we know DeAndre is DeAndre, but he's not the same DeAndre we knew a few years back. You know,
no
doubt. Got a little. I ain't saying he lost the field, but you know how the game. You know the granddaddy clock is with you, so we get it.
Yeah. Fact or cap? Brock Purdy is a bus rider.
Ooh.
Not a driver.
Oh, that's tough, man. Cause like he got the pieces, and so it's like that's another scheme. Like you put the right pieces around him, he ain't got to do as much. And now when you talk about him now, like damn, he might be elite. He might be what we were saying that Lamar and Deshaun Watson's supposed to be, or he might be that guy. I mean, it's tough to say it, man, but if he win a championship, man, you might have to put him in that you're gonna have to, right?
Yeah. Cam and I both said it. I think he's a bus rider, not a driver, but I don't know. Fact or cap, the Cowboys will blow up this roster by the end of the year.
Man, I don't know what the Cowboys be doing. Cowboys don't know what they be doing, man. And listen, I was a Cowboys fan growing up because from Pensacola, Emmitt Smith, and all this other stuff. But man, Cowboys, Jerry got to get out the way. He's gonna have to get out the way. I don't know if he's gonna take AI at Jerry or little Jerry or the Jerry's, but that Jerry got to get out the way and let somebody come run his program. Like, I mean, that's just like JB. You don't coach every position. You coach your position, and you do a great job at the head coach position. You know what every position is doing, but you letting other people run these that got the time, that's in these meetings, that's putting out there on that work. Like you're a leader. You're a chief for a reason.
Yes.
Like you're not an Indian. So
I never got that shit, T-Rich. I don't get why hire him then. Like, that's really the simplest question I have. Why hire you if I don't let you coach? To me, it's
that's
oxymoron.
the case. You might as well go and be the coach then.
Yeah, to me, it's oxymoron. Don't give them autonomy and let them fail at that. Other than saying when you fire them, well, you didn't let me coach. You didn't let me get the player I wanted. Like, nah, give you all that and then let's be successful. Like that, I don't get it.
That's exactly why Nick didn't like the NFL because you weren't gonna let him be him.
Full autonomy. Yep. The fact or cap, the NBA really don't start until after the Super Bowl.
Fact.
Fact.
Yeah,
I don't care about starting tonight. Nobody want to see Bronny James shoot fucking airballs. Fact or cap, USC, Florida, and Auburn will have new head coaches next year.
Fact.
USC, Florida, and Auburn.
Fact.
Woo. I want to know.
Auburn don't care about paying a motherfucker off later down the line. Listen, I might be applying for that job just to go down there and shit a brick.
Hey, Signity, I can see Old White in Auburn. I can't see him in Florida, though. I can't see him at SC because he bought, what, 65? So you can't they're going to go after the sexy guy in Florida like Lane Kiffin. You know what I'm saying? And Cignetti too old, in my opinion, to take that type of job or come out west to L.A. But Auburn, kind of behind Alabama. You don't really – it's not out – I can see that higher. But I'm going to say fact as well. They're going to pay off SC, Lincoln Riley. They've lost 4 games, 3 of them to the Triple M's, Minnesota, Michigan, and Maryland. You can't do that.
That's tough.
This is a tough one for you, T-Rich. Fact or cat? Bama misses Nick.
Fact. Big fact.
Woo, easy, huh?
Big facts. Yeah, that's easy. And I want to say not just because of what's going on, but this is like you can tell, like even going down there when they did the South Florida game, like the streets used to be flooded. Like the streets was kind of empty.
Really?
Yeah, and in that second game of the season is like, what's going on? Like that ain't. This is not the Bama I know. Like it's different changes, man. And I don't know what it is. But like those fans, I don't know if the fans are really truly committed and locked into it. I mean, I think football misses them. Oh yeah, football definitely. I mean, Malachi's showing it, right? Malachi's showing it. He's used to a certain way, and he's seen it work for so long for one way, and he got all this freedom, and all these kids got all this freedom that they're kind of running off, the hinges with everything, and so it's kind of like, bro, what Nick it? Like, hold on now. We can't let this die down like the Mike days. I ain't saying that's where it's headed to, but I call them the Mike days.
Fact or cat? The SEC will have 4 teams make the college playoff.
Fact.
So right now you got.
But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because we beating down on ourselves, man. But it's Bama. Only how Bama gonna get in, they gotta win out. They win out, and a couple other teams gonna have to lose regardless.
Because you got Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Ole Miss, I think, out. Texas is the 4th one, right?
As right now, yeah.
Texas got a tough A&M team who's won 6 in a row.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many Missouri won? Missouri's are they what? They what?
I think they lost though recently, didn't they?
Did they lose recently?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Because last time I checked, we had like 8 teams in the top 15. Last week. I was last week.
Yeah. I know you got to get out of here. It's time to go. Fact or cat? T. Ritz will be the head coach at Hoover. Fact or cat? We'll see you next Tuesday. Much love, T. Ritz. We're out. A shout out to T. Rich joining us. You got to make your own assumption on that fact or cap. Great show. Appreciate everybody. Smitty had to run. He had to do a cover for Fox. He'll be back tomorrow. We'll be in studio with Noel Mazzoni to talk about EPA, IPE, EPA, and Mina Kimes. Don't wait. We got some new film. We're going to get on the board. I'm going to get there way early to set it up. So we got this. Hopefully we get the Ravens and Lamar film. We can break that down, how he's transitioning. Evolving, whatever you want to call it. We also got maybe some college film. So we're going to break that down with Noel Mazzoni tomorrow. Coach Fred will be in studio. We'll see you in the morning. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member, and tell everybody the realest show on planet Earth. Brought to you by BetUS. Head on over there today and use the promo code CoachJB. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast, it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the ass a rap.